Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
High school tournament baseball, installed by AE Door and Window.
And the Baden Rams are heading back to Canton.
Thursday, Baden plays Padua Franciscan in the Division III state semifinals. Coverage begins Thursday at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket.
From the WMOH Weather Center, we will see partly sunny skies this afternoon with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night, chance of thunderstorms, low 72. Sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms Friday with a high 84. Clear Friday night, low 61. Sunny on Saturday, high 85.
This is Hugh Hewitt. Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
3 hours of The Dana Show? Subscribe to the full podcast and get news and laughs delivered in short, easy-to-digest episodes. Ideal for your busy lifestyle on YouTube, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast.
Well, Graham Plattner won his primary yesterday with a significant chunk of the vote, which tells you everything that you need to know about where Democrats stand on really anything. The fact that that's where 72% of the vote is what he ended up walking away with. Okay, here's the thing that a friend of mine noticed. How did he not buy his own name whatever? He doesn't own GrahamPlattner.org, and so someone bought it. I mean, that's, if you're a politician, you buy every variation of your name, right? Before you announce, correct. You buy every variation of your name before you get Candace just. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Dude, GrahamPlattner.org. Untrustworthy, unhinged, and unfit for Maine. Oh, this is good. They get into, oh man, they got all the hits. He's such a Nepo baby. Such a Nepo baby. And, oh yeah, they get into all the hits with it. Disparaging military, liar and a fraud. What else we got? Oh man, all kinds of stuff. Oh, and they have his own posts and texts and everything up here.
And video.
Oh my gosh, there's also the video. Oh man. Oh man, there's a lot up there. First off, didn't they have this boring, vanilla wafer couple that was trying to find an acceptable Democrat to run, and they ran him, and apparently nobody vetted him? They didn't vet him. Nobody vetted Graham Plattner.
They did, just not thoroughly.
No, they didn't. I think they pretended that they did. They handpicked this guy. They had recruiters who recruited him, and they admitted that they paid for a background check. These people are the dumbest people ever. And they admitted, well, yeah, we missed his Nazi tattoo and all of the other Reddit posts that he had. I mean, it was just, we get it. The activists that were behind it, pulling up this story, they had to admit that, yeah, they really messed up. Why is it only showing me, though, in Spanish? The article all of a sudden just only brings it up in Spanish. I don't understand that. Yeah, interesting. Well, I don't know. But the crazy thing about this is that they just didn't care. They just went through. They just went through with it. They didn't know about the X's. They didn't know about the tattoo. They acted like, oh, well, yes, we were really trying to, we handpicked him, we recruited him. We didn't know. We had an extensive vetting process, they said. I'm not kidding you, but apparently we just didn't know. One of the, it was the Wall Street Journal. The reporter spoke to, here are the activists, Daniel Morath, Leanne Fan, and Morris Katz, 3 activists who handpicked Plattner to challenge Susan Collins. And they were asked about the vetting process. And Moraff said, quote, "We paid a nice firm a whole chunk of money and got some stuff back. Some of what you've seen on the news we got back, other stuff we didn't." What? I don't even know. And they're like, did the vetting process turn up the tattoo that became so controversial? No. They had no answers for this. This is just cringe to death. Cringe to death. They did not vet this guy. You had a goofy activist that went out and they thought they had somebody. All they did was they go out and they go, oh, wait, veteran? Okay, we can use that. We can use that. Sure. That's all. That's how they did it. Is that not super embarrassing? They're not very good at this. But he won, so he's going up against Susan Collins. And I just hope we don't have to dump a ton of money into this race because it's, I mean, we got a lot of ground that we got to cover, and I just feel like the RNC is behind the game. But I think that Plattner is actually going to be in some trouble because looking at some of this, you have to remember a lot of the voting that is being counted as support for Plattner, that's a lot of early voting that happened before all of this stuff broke. So I don't know. There's also the theory that a lot of people voted for Plattner in the Senate because he'd be easier for Susan Collins to beat. Because remember, he was up against the governor, Janet Mills, who was running for Senate. And they think that he would probably be easier to beat so that, I don't know, we'll see. But I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be tough, though. Susan Collins isn't even really a Republican. I mean, she's probably I think she's one of the most liberal, if not the liberalist of all. I think in the Senate, she's super, super lefty. But we'll watch all this. We've got in Ireland as well. Ireland now has all of the businesses in and around, not just Belfast, but in and around some other areas, they're shutting down early. I'm looking at some of I'm looking at X right now because they're so far ahead of us in time zone. So they're shutting down early. And, oh boy, I'm just saying they had a lot of hell raised yesterday. I don't know if you saw some of the videos and the photos. And this, of course, was all, there's a bus on fire. This was all due to the Sudanese national who was videotaped in the middle of the road, trying to cut off the head of an Irishman. And this guy was discovered was in the country on an asylee. He was an asylee. He had a 5-year, I think it was his visa was for 5 years. He came over in February of 23 through Paris to Dublin. And then in September, that's when he was granted asylum. He was granted asylum, 5 years. But there were flames everywhere in Belfast last night. Furious protesters. They rioted. I mean, they were torching targets. People were clashing with police. They even were apparently going door to door and kicking in doors. Now, they call it anti-immigrant unrest. They have every right to feel that way, by the way. They have every right to feel that way. There were multiple houses set on fire. Here's the difference between some of, the things that we have seen. A lot of people talk about George Floyd, or they try to make these comparisons. George Floyd was a drug addict who was held up as an icon by people who hate the West. That it's always a proxy war for a way to undermine the West, right? Here you have a government that has allowed scores of people to invade a sovereign nation and attempt to colonize it. There's no attempt at assimilation. They've been victimized. They have been attacked. They have been persecuted. They have been bullied by these people who are treated as a protected class by their government. And now, after that video, that just was sort of the tipping point. If the government is not going to protect the sovereignty of a nation, then the people will. And so they were going door to door. Look, were they not warned? Were they not warned that something like this could happen if you allow the lawlessness to continue? if you allow good people to continually be targeted, it's going to happen. So that's what was, and they're being described as though they're this is thuggery. This is anti-immigrant. It's you know what thuggery is? Thuggery was trying to cut somebody's head off in the middle of the street and expecting an entire nation to be fine with it. Thuggery was the stabbing of a mother to death not long before that. Thuggery is targeting girls in Scotland, for instance, and following them around after you sexually proposition them with a video camera. Thuggery is allowing a young man to bleed out because you're too afraid of his assailant simply because of his skin color. That's thuggery. This is a reckoning, and they were warned. Enough is enough. And it's colonization. People act like that's a politically incorrect thing. People who are stupid act like it's a politically incorrect thing. It is an absolutely 100% accurate statement to say. It is invasion without the munitions of conflict. It is a form of asymmetrical warfare without firing a shot. All designed to subdue and subjugate an entire nation by playing to the excesses of their ridiculous progressive ideologies and exploiting those excesses. That's exactly what this is. And so they say, oh, it's anti-immigrant, it's intimidating. The intimidation is what has been done to the people who live there by invaders. That's intimidation. I read a story in Britain how they were saying that noting the number of people who take their prayer mats and they stop streets and they, do their prayer to Mecca 5 times a day. And people were saying that, they're doing it in the middle of the road and they're shutting down traffic. It's not because they're devout. It's because they are staking a claim, making you uncomfortable and staking that claim. Just like the men that took their prayer rugs outside of a Jewish school in New York last month. It's not because there was no room in the mosques nearby. It was designed to be intimidating. It was designed as a form of intimidation. It was designed as a way to plant the flag. And then they're the racists that are doing this, and they act like you're racist for noticing it. They're trying to brainwash you. And you know what? You have the Marxists that are helping them. That's the alliance. So it was burning in Ireland. Protesters were torching cars. They were torching homes even. And apparently they were targeting some of the people that are living there illegally. They were apparently targeting illegal immigrant communities. They've been telling the government. They had the First Minister for Northern Ireland. I think we have this video. This was the thing that she decided to do after the stabbing, after all of this. What cut is this? This is the First Minister. Oh, it's a statement? Oh, I thought we had a video of this. Okay. Yeah, she said that she comes out and this is the first thing that she did. She's the Michelle O'Neill. She's the First Minister for Northern Ireland. And she's reassures the migrant community following the Belfast attack. Apparently we've got lawn maintenance right outside of the window again. She reassured the migrant community following the attack. She says, quote, "I say to all our migrant community that we have no tolerance for hatred, for division. This is a society that is welcoming." Well, why is she making this statement? Why is she making this statement? Someone had about damn near had their head sawed off in the street. And this is the statement that she's making. This is crazy. She said it was outright thuggery. She was angrier at the protest than she was the attempted beheading. In fact, I can't find any harsh words that she had for the attempted beheading. None. And then you wonder why the anger and the rage is so hot. Either Ireland can deal with its issues or the people there sure as hell will. That's for sure. Now, coming up, there is a new narrative forming as it pertains to Iran. There is an effort to try to drive a wedge between Trump and Netanyahu. That is the new line of attack. We're going to talk about that here coming up as we move. The folks who help make the program possible, it is our friends over at Relief Factor. Relief Factor, a 100% drug-free research-based formula designed to fight inflammation. the root cause of most pain. They shared with me this testimonial that some guy named Anthony wrote them. He writes, quote, before Relief Factor, he was dealing with debilitating pain and fatigue. After about 2 months, he wrote that he is back to running his business, fishing and gardening, and getting back to the things that really matter to him, end quote. So it's not a temporary fix. It works from the inside out to support your body's natural response to pain. So you get back to walking comfortably, staying active, living life without constant discomfort. And it's easy to get. By the way, you can get their special patriotic price right now, $17.76 for their 3-week quick start, normally $19.99. And it's all to commemorate the birthday of the Republic. It is the 3-week quick start. You can get started and join millions of customers and celebrate freedom from pain. The patriotic price is $17.76 for the 3-week quick start. Visit relieffactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.
So, you know, I've been talking about human supplements for years, and not just because they make the #1 best-selling Super Beats, but because when it comes to cardiovascular health, they really stay ahead of the science. And if you're anything like me, you're focused on health. But cholesterol, for a lot of folks, can feel confusing. So this is what I've read. About 80% of your body's cholesterol is actually produced internally, and it plays a key role in things like cellular health, hormone production. So this is why Human created Cholesterol Health Daily. It's a very simple 2-capsule-a-day routine, all designed to support your cholesterol from multiple angles. It's made with plant-based, clinically studied ingredients, including aged black garlic to support your good HDL cholesterol without the garlic taste, plus patented Italian citrus bergamot for healthy triglycerides and lipid metabolism. It's about keeping things simple but effective, and it fits right into your daily routine. Right now, for a limited time, you can save $5 on Human Cholesterol Daily at Sam's Club. You just head to your local Sam's Club and do more to support your cholesterol health with the Science First brand that you know I trust. But the $5 savings for a limited time only.
Hi, it's Hugh Hewitt of the next Hugh Hewitt Show. How goes the war? John Podhoretz of Commentary joins me to talk about that almost every day on Commentary. John is pulling out his hair, and he says he doesn't have enough to pull out, but it's always very interesting, and I listen to the Commentary podcast every day. We will catch up on the response to the shoot-down of our Apache helicopter by Iran and what we are doing in the theater entirely. Do not miss the next Hugh Hewitt Show.
Hugh Hewitt.
Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket. Keep that dial to the right.
Mark your calendar for June 13th through the 21st for the Friendship Flea Market. The Friendship Flea Market is very unique with nearly 500 vendor spaces selling a wide variety of new, used, primitives, and specialty foods. Bring the whole family. Roads are blacktopped and are stroller and wheelchair accessible. Admissions free, parking $3, and camping is available. Located in Friendship, Indiana on State Road 62, just a mile east of town. Call 812-667-5645 or visit friendshipfleamarket.com.
We've expanded our family to better serve yours. Anthony Munoz here for my friend and automotive partner Ed Larkin. We've expanded our roster and added to our team. Rose Automotive in Hamilton and Larkin Cobb Chevy Buick GMC in Eaton welcome Larkin Greenwood Ford in Connersville, Indiana to our family. We've expanded our family to better serve yours. We've always wanted to be your everything automotive partner, and now we can offer Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. Larkin Greenwood Ford in Connersville, Indiana. Larkin-Ford.com.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. Let their story unfold and gain a competitive advantage. Because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. Hire skills first. Learn why at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
High School Tournament Baseball. Installed by AE Door and Window.
Into the outfield for a base hit. Derek Ogden continues his hot hitting like a gazelle out there. Chandler Taylor covers a ton of ground, runs that one down. Got him looking. Caleb Treason, a complete game 3 hitter, and the Baton Rams are heading back to Canton.
Thursday, Baton plays Padua Franciscan in the Division III state semifinals.
Swung on and missed.
Coverage begins Thursday at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket and on WMOH.com.
From the WMOH Weather Center, this afternoon will bring us partly sunny skies with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of thunderstorms, late low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night with a chance of thunderstorms, late low 72. Sunny on Friday, still a thunderstorm or two with a high near 84. Clear Friday night with a low 61. Sunny on Saturday with a high 85.
Now, back to Dana Lash on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Get the lowdown on the latest news with a side of laughs whenever you want. Subscribe to the Dana Show podcast on YouTube, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of the United States.
I don't know. This might be in Japan. I'm not sure. But this is a synchronized walking. They have competitions for this. It's not synchronized. They had a horrible start already. I mean, and it's just, this is like the worst ever I've ever seen. I've never even seen synchronized walking. This is the dumbest thing. If this comes to the U.S., I will riot. So it's a Japanese thing. How? This is so weird. This is, they judge them on this synchronized walking. They're not even really that synchronized.
Are those like skiing poles they're using?
You know what? I don't even know if it is. This is like the people who ride hobby horses. They didn't even get started properly. They got started not even at the same time. And this is just bad. It's not very good. I'm an expert on this now, having watched it for a whole 10 seconds, Kane. I'm pretty much an expert on the synchronized walking, and I'm going to say that, no, they get a fail. They get an absolute fail. Yeah. Oh, now they're going to walk around the other way? Oh, wow, such talent. Less synchronized, yeah. I mean, like, at least make it somewhat. All these people are just sitting here watching them walk. What is this? And they're not even that synchronized. I'm sorry, but they're not. They're not that synchronized.
Is this what they call sport? Is this sport?
Gosh, I don't know. I really don't know if it is or not. But I find it all so weird. Anyway, I don't want to see that in the United States. I mean, synchronized swimming, fine. But anything else, the hobby horse stuff, that's ridiculous. I mean, I think that sometimes people need to get bullied. Just saying. I don't know. This is just all crazy. Welcome back. So coming up, there's a new narrative that's forming about Iran. And the narrative is the goal is to create a wedge between Trump and Netanyahu, right? To create a wedge between the two of them. And I keep seeing this pop up. And it made me think about it because I did I guess it was a pre-tape. Did it already air with Piers Morgan?
No, it's pre-taped. It hasn't aired yet.
Okay. I did a pre-tape earlier today with Piers Morgan, which it was interesting. I could tell he did not know if he was going to like me or not because we have not spoken in some time. The last time I got banned on his show was when Lee Rigby was stabbed to death in the street by an Islamist. And here, just right around, 2 days after, an Irishman is stabbed nearly to death and has his head almost cut off by a Sudanese Islamist in the middle of the streets of Belfast. So it's, But he had banned me from his show for a really long time because he did not like that I pushed back on him. But it was a cordial exchange. Anyway, what made me think of it is he was kind of trying to drill in on Trump and Netanyahu, and I keep thinking that it's performative. I sort of feel like any daylight that they have there is kind of performative, personally. I don't think if there's a disagreement, I think that they allow it to get played up in the press intentionally. outsized. And I think that's to throw people. We're going to talk about that because that is the new narrative that is developing. They're really trying to put that wedge in, and they're trying to get the president's supporters to turn against him as well. Now, look, there are definitely some things to criticize. I would like to have a lot of transparency about what the next step is. But at the same time, you also have to be careful and not show all your cards. We're going to talk about that and more coming up. Second hour on the way. Stick with us.
$14.50 The Ticket.
Don't get caught letting your furnace or air conditioner break down during temperature extremes. Your system needs to operate efficiently at all times. Butler County Mechanical Services is your dependable neighborhood heating and cooling company, offering reliable 24-hour service 7 days a week. And be sure to ask about their annual maintenance contract. That's Butler County Mechanical Services. Call them for your heating and air conditioning system tune-up or repair.
892-1444. 892-1444.
Have you recently opened a brand new business and want to get the word out that you're open? Have an existing business and looking to increase profitability? Or are you looking to staff your new or existing business with employees? This is where WMOH Radio can be of help to you. Advertise your business to reach WMOH Radio's local and loyal listeners with your message that your business is open and ready to serve or looking for workers. Give us a call, 513-863-1111, and let us put the power of locally owned and operated 1450 WMOH Radio go to work for you.
This is your ticket to Miami University Sports. WMOH, Hamilton, Fairfield, Westchester, Cincinnati. 1450 The Ticket.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump at the White House today signed into law a funding bill to provide $70 billion for ICE operations.
For more than 100 days, congressional Democrats tried to block all funding for the Department of Homeland Security in a reprehensible attempt to throw open the borders of the United States of America.
And the president lamented the fact that Republicans were forced to pass the $70 billion funding bill using the reconciliation process, circumventing the need for any Democrat votes. None came, and the president says it will provide funding for ICE into 2029. The U.S. and Iran have traded missile fire, the heated escalation after a 2-month ceasefire. Here's correspondent Laura Winters.
The U.S. military striking Iran after an American helicopter is shot down. President Trump warning that Iran will face consequences for stalling and not agreeing to a peace deal. Iran busy firing missiles into Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan. On Truth Social, the president writing, Iran has taken too long to negotiate a deal that would have been great for them. Now they will have to pay the price. 3 explanation points. Laura Winters reporting.
Bill Gates testifying at a congressional committee in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Here's correspondent Bernie Bennett.
House Oversight Committee members are slated Wednesday to interview the billionaire Microsoft co-founder behind closed doors, as they've done with other witnesses. Transcripts are often released later. Republican Committee Chairman Congressman James Comer requested Gates testify after he appeared multiple times in a trove of documents released by the Justice Department as part of its Epstein investigation. The files read like a who's who of powerful men across tech, finance, politics, and other industries. Gates has denied any knowledge of Epstein's abuse of young girls. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down by 587 points at this hour. The Nasdaq up by 327. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Let me ask you a question. Are you carrying a balance on a credit card right now? If you are, you're paying somewhere around 24% interest. Wow, 24%. That's not a loan, that's punishment. Meanwhile, you're sitting on a house full of equity at a fraction of that rate. The math is insane, and the credit card companies are counting on you not adding it up. Fellowship Home Loans does the math. For over 20 years now, Mike and Brian have helped families consolidate that high-interest credit card debt into their mortgage and start keeping the money they've been bleeding out every month. Everything is done in-house. One roof, one team, all with a servant-led mentality, people who know your name and treat you like family. Break up with your credit card. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE. 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Ask for your free mortgage checkup. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
1450 WMOH News. I'm Steve Vaughn. Butler County is under a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms to develop this afternoon and evening. Damaging winds and large hail are possible hazards. Heat is also an issue this afternoon. The heat index expected to hit close to 100 degrees. Make sure you drink plenty of water and wear light and loose clothing if you're working outside. Hamilton City Council will hold a public hearing tonight on proposed zoning regulations for medical and adult use cannabis dispensaries. Under the proposal, they could locate in certain business districts and would be highly regulated. A final vote is scheduled for later this month. The Butler County Commissioners have summoned the Mental Health Addiction Recovery Services Board to a work session next week. Apparently, there are operational and financial issues that are raising concerns with the commissioners. Cincinnati is ranked second in the nation by Wallet Hub for best places to have a staycation. I'm Steve Vaughn.
Looking for a friendly, fun tavern? Nick and Norm's Tavern on the west side of Hamilton has a friendly and entertaining staff, great food, and a large drink selection. At Nick and Norm's Tavern, you can play pool and darts inside, or you can sit in their outdoor area to enjoy your food and drinks. Singo and bike nights with Queen of Hearts drawing are on Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, a DJ and karaoke on Fridays, and live bands on Saturdays. Stop in to Nick and Norm's Tavern on Millville Avenue at Wasserman Road on the west side of Hamilton. Nick and Norm's Tavern, a proud supporter of local youth athletics.
For sale, motorcycle, a beauty. You see it, you'll want it. It's for sale because of what I didn't see. The cops. So I got busted for riding drunk. Now I've got some heavy fines and legal bills to pay. So call me. You'll get a great deal, because clearly, I'm an idiot.
Cops are cracking down on drinking and riding all across the country, and they'll see you before you see them. Ride sober or get pulled over.
This is your ticket to high school football.
Going into the end zone. Touchdown. Jordan Kreider finds himself wide open.
Basketball.
Inside to Bryce Curry, and Bryce Curry with a two-hand jam. He saw the mismatch, and he made the goal.
And baseball.
He is going to try for the inside the park home run. Here comes the throw, the slide, and he is safe. Inside the Parker, Chase Rush.
WMOH.
It's game time, boys.
Let's get it on.
1450 The Ticket.
From the WMOH Weather Center, we will see partly sunny skies this afternoon with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night, chance of thunderstorms, low 72. Sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms Friday with a high 84. Clear Friday night, low 61. Sunny on Saturday, high 85.
WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
It's not the United States' responsibility to go, oh, you're a third world hellhole? You don't have the infrastructure to make sure that the people you aren't sending us aren't Al-Shabaab or something? Okay, we'll go ahead and look the other way. You're not owed entry into the United States. We don't owe you anything. You are owed nothing from us. Assimilate or get out.
The Dana Show with Dana Lash.
Welcome back to the program. Dana Lasher with you. And we're at the top now of this second hour here on this lovely Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. So a lot of stuff to discuss. We've been touching on the Carmelo Anthony verdict and the aftermath. And then, of course, the situation in Ireland. And then now we have, I think, a new narrative that's developing with Iran. And Kane and I were talking a little bit about this. I think that there's definitely an attempt to put some daylight between Trump and Netanyahu. Absolutely. It is a new narrative that they're trying. They really would love for there to be some daylight between them. And the daylight, they wanted to, especially when Trump was last critical of Netanyahu, and that made headlines, they wanted to look like it's Netanyahu that is that he's the one who's really driving Trump. So it's like they're trying to bait Trump into affirming or rejecting the woke Reich narrative that Israel calls the shots. That's how I view it. And they think that they're going to tempt him because he's very much, he's the main guy. You can his currency, right? Everybody's got a currency. And they think that that's something that they're going to be able to bait him into, right? So I think there's also a faction in the administration that is really trying to pull him away from any sort of clarity as it pertains to Iran. And I was thinking about this earlier. I did a pre-tape with Piers Morgan, and he brought that up, and I thought it was interesting that he was focusing so much on this reported upon disagreement between Trump and Netanyahu. I think it's performative. I think it's absolutely performative. I think that they are, you could say it's a good cop, bad cop. You could say that it's, you know, I just, in everything that Trump has been through with now in the middle of his second term, I just think that they're too good of allies for any such thing like that to take place, right? And I also think that they're on the same page. But I think it's performative, any sort of disagreement that they may have. That's what I mean, that's what it seems like. And I made mention too, when you're Israel and you have your neighbor to the north bombing you incessantly, you're going to respond. Any normal, rational person is going to respond to that. They're going to respond in a way to protect their people within their borders. That's self-preservation. That's just self-preservation 101. And so to act as though that Trump would be upset by that, I think is just like the lowest hanging fruit that could be used to try for them. But it works. I think it's working on the dummies. I think it was some of the people who have been, well, Netanyahu's running everything. Israel runs the United States. I think that that's working on them because now, Trump is critical of Netanyahu, and they're really trying to lean into that as a way to reward him and affirm him so he'll keep doing it. But I don't think that's what he's doing, and I think he's too smart for that. The issue with how Israel can, you can't tell another country that they can't defend themselves. That'd be like telling the United States we couldn't defend ourselves after Pearl Harbor, for crying out loud. This is just not how you have the right to self-defense. But the insistence, and I keep seeing this crop up, I do think that there is a faction that's right in his ear, that's in his administration, in his kitchen cabinet. I do think that there is a little bit of push and pull there. I think that his vice president isn't on the same page as him. I also think, speaking of that, which kind of just naturally flows into this next aspect of it, a lot of the people that are trying to pivot and tear Trump down now are doing so because they want to prepare the way for Vance. And the only way that you can prepare the way for Vance is by tearing Trump down. Vance can't run against Trump, but if you try to make it look like Trump has failed here and there, you can position Vance. The surrogates can do all of the tearing down, but you can position Vance to triangulate and look like he's above it, and he can sort of, cast analysis on all of it from a more neutral and more virtuous position. And that's what is being attempted here. It's very obvious. That's exactly what's being attempted here, though. But they are very much, they have to take Trump down first to do that. There's some very uncomfortable alliances and some not at all alliances that are within that inner sanctum of the administration. And I think that that faction that would like to clear the way, that's the faction that very much opposes Trump doing anything about Iran because they think Iran are the victims. They think that Iran they're not the bad guys that the United States portrays them to be. I mean, forget the fact that they've been killing Americans since going back to this, the early 80s. But they're not. That's the narrative. That's what they're trying. That's the play that they're trying to make. And I picked up on that because that's not the first time I've heard it. I've seen it on social media from some of the punditry class. I've heard it as analysis on cable news from lefties. And so and I've heard it from the woke Reich, members of the Podcastistan woke Reich. I've heard that talking point kind of come up before also. And I think that's their plays to try to make it seem they want to drive a wedge between them. They would like to genuinely make them fight. And they think they're going to be able to do that by setting this up in the court of public opinion. And that's the other thing with this. So you had an Apache helicopter that was down by Iranian drones. You also had Iran try to attack military assets of ours in Bahrain and also in Kuwait, troops that were stationed in Bahrain and then also in Kuwait. So they've already violated any kind of ceasefire. We're under no obligation to not bomb the ever-loving hell out of them right now. We really aren't. But I think that Trump is doing two things. I think, number one, he desperately wants to be seen as the guy who brought peace. He got the the Abraham Accords, and now I think he wants more. He got the Abraham Accords pushed through. He got a lot of nations to sign on to that. It was a huge success, normalizing relations, and now I think he would like to be the guy that solves the Iran problem. And it's a problem. It's such a problem that not even their Arab neighbors can solve it because they don't want to upset the delicate balance of influence between Sunni and Shia in the area. They still need to be able to keep these people on a tether of influence. That's why the Saudis have to kind of tiptoe around it. That's why the Emiratis have to kind of tiptoe around it, because they don't want to disrupt it and then lose that significant chunk of influence as it pertains to the Arab world. And so you have the United States and you have Israel. And that's one of the reasons why they allow their airspaces to be used. It's one of the reasons why they haven't really had any kind of criticism in response to anything that was being done by Trump or even by Israel. They did not include Lebanon in the peace talks. You know, that was Pakistan that did that. So it's tricky. He wants to be the guy who brings peace. He also doesn't want to be, he does not want to have another Obama 2.0 type deal. That's for sure. But he wants to be the guy who brings peace. And I really think he wants that for his legacy. But he also doesn't want to look weak and doesn't want to get pushed by Iran to the point where it's questioning his commitment and his will to get it done, even when it gets hard. Because it is, you can't keep dragging it out, right? It just can't, and you don't want to, I understand the hesitancy to try to commit more to escalation, but I don't think that the United States really can escalate anything. We would be responding only in kind, honestly, at this point to anything that Iran has done. But he doesn't want to lose support going into midterms. This is the court of public opinion. And I mentioned this weeks and weeks and weeks ago when all of this first began. Iran wants to prosecute this conflict in the court of public opinion. And they want to wear down the international community's support for anything that the United States or that Israel may do. And it's in Iran's best interest to drag this out as long as possible, drag it all the way out to midterms, as long as possible, to wear down people and to make it look like the length of time is somehow proportional to the amount of suffering poor Iran is dealing with at the hands of the bad United States. That's really what they're doing. And it would behoove people to not fall for this stupid bait. And it would behoove the president to ignore the worm tongues that are in his administration and not let them whisper poison in his ear like he's the king of Rohan. I swear everything goes back to Lord of the Rings. Remember Wormtongue whispering in the king of Rohan's ear? And he's saying, oh, yes, indeed. Remember all of that? So that was a really interesting scene that can be, you know, you had Wormtongue and Theoden, king of Rohan. And in this story, you ended up having, he was being controlled really by the most evil forces possible. And he's got his babysitter, Wormtongue there, who's whispering in his ear. And I feel like there's some people like that doing that with Iran and Israel to the president of the United States. But he's an ally with Israel. But they want that wedge. They absolutely want that wedge. So be aware of that. And as we get closer to midterms, all of the strategies that are kind of, you know, in the shadows are going to come to light more. But I'm telling you, they have to tear Trump down to make the way for the next one. They want to make the way for Vance, and they can't do it unless they tear Trump down. Statistically, vice presidents, even coming after an incumbency like this, they have a very difficult time getting elected. And Vance knows that he's got one shot. He has one chance. What is he going to do after? If he doesn't, he's got one chance to do it. So they're trying to be very careful and very methodical. His ascension to the vice presidency was very careful and very methodical. Tucker Carlson ensured that he got into that seat. That's why Tucker Carlson's son was the deputy press secretary until it proved to be a little bit inconvenient for the narrative. And then he decided, having never participated in running a campaign and having never run a winning campaign, decided to create a consultancy firm on K Street, because that's where all the Nepo babies who buy their degrees with daddy's money go. It's true. I'm not saying anything that's not true. So that's the real of it. That's the realness of it. Now, here's what I don't like. Headline from the New York Post: U.S. launches proportional attacks against Iran in payback for doing for the attack on the Apache helicopter, right? I don't believe in proportional responses. That's a dumb thing. That's dumb. A proportional response? What's that? You either have a response or you don't. You don't say, well, we're just gonna hit you a little bit. Then that doesn't do anything. Entities like Iran thrive on that. They thrive on the indulgence of the fear of narratives and the fear of the public opinion. A proportional response. No, I think we're past proportional responses. Don't you think so? Yeah, I think we very much are. So that's the latest of it. We got headlines coming up as we move. Our partners that help bring you the program. It's our friends over at Patriot Mobile. It's the only Christian conservative cell phone service that exists. And if you haven't switched to Patriot Mobile, just realize that you are funding everything that you claim to hate and vote against every single time. Patriot Mobile has premium priority nationwide service across all 3 major U.S. networks. They have unlimited data plans. They have international roaming. They have a 100% U.S.-based customer support team. And they also have a dual network capability, so you can run 2 separate networks on one phone for enhanced coverage and reliability. They have a strong service with a commitment to American values. And Patriot Mobile, they're actively supporting the causes that defend freedom and constitutional rights as well. It's super easy to switch. If you're in a contract, they can buy you out of that contract. Doesn't matter. Get a new number, get a new phone, or don't. It's all up to you. But it's easy to switch. You don't have to go in, and you can do it from the comfort of your home or your office. Superior coverage, superior products, superior customer service. Visit patriotmobile.com/Dana or call 972-PATRIOT and use promo code Dana for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Dana, 972-PATRIOT, promo code Dana for a free month of service. 250 years ago, Americans declared that we were meant to live free, to work, move, and live on our own terms. But if pain is holding you back, are you really living free? I've seen this firsthand with my husband. Years of sports left him dealing with old injuries, and Relief Factor made a real difference. Within weeks, he felt better mobility and could stay active without next-day regret. Everyday aches and inflammation can take your freedom away. With Relief Factor, you can get it back. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free and designed to fight inflammation, the root cause of most pain. It works from the inside out to help you move, work, and live without constant discomfort. This year marks 250 years of American independence. Take your own stand for freedom from pain. Check out Relief Factor today. To commemorate America's 250th anniversary, Relief Factor is offering a special patriotic price on their 3-week quick start, now just $17.76. Visit relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. That's relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to get your 3-week quick start for just $17.76.
Hi, it's Hugh Hewitt on the next Hugh Hewitt Show. How goes the war? John Podhoretz of Commentary joins me to talk about that. Almost every day on Commentary, John is pulling out his hair, and he says he doesn't have enough to pull out, but it's always very interesting, and I listen to the Commentary podcast every day. We will catch up on the response to the shoot-down of our Apache helicopter by Iran and what we are doing in the theater entirely. Do not miss the next Hugh Hewitt Show.
Hugh Hewitt.
Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket. Keep that dial to the right.
Start saving this summer at AE Door and Window. All through June, save up to 15% off Provia entry doors and sliders, as well as select Clopay garage doors. Save up to 20% off windows by Pella and Provia. Combine and save for another 5% off your total order and get up to $100 off a next generation LiftMaster opener. All with 0 down, 0 interest for 2 years. Learn more at aeDoorSales.com.
We sell the best and service the rest. AE.
Big Box is back at Popeyes. 2 pieces of bone-in chicken or 3 tenders, 2 regular sides, and a biscuit for just $6. Add a cane sweet lemonade or tea and a blueberry lemon cheesecake to make your meal complete. Need dinner for the family? Get an 11-piece tender meal with 1 large side, 4 biscuits, and 4 dip cups for only $20. Stop by your new locally owned Popeyes locations at 2981 Princeton Road near Bridgewater Falls or 5102 Dixie Highway in Fairfield.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This is Dana Lash. We'll be right back on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
The U.S. Treasury quietly released its official financial report for 2025. It appears by its own numbers, the U.S. government seems insolvent. It's reported that the Treasury shows about $6 trillion in assets and over $47 trillion in liabilities. Add it all up, and it looks like the U.S. owes more than $130 trillion it doesn't have. If that were a family, they'd earn $52,000 a year, spend $73,000, and already be more than $1 million underwater. Any accountant would call that insolvent. So how does the government fix this? It can print money, which erodes your purchasing power, it can raise taxes, or it can cut benefits. And none of those can help to protect you. That's why many people who have something to lose move part of their savings into physical gold and silver, assets that can't be printed, defaulted on, or voted away. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide and a no-pressure conversation. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends?
I can tell you drove high.
Parents?
I can tell when you drive high.
Relatives?
I can tell. You drove here high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
High school tournament baseball. Installed by AE Door and Window.
Into the outfield for a base hit. Derek Ogden continues his hot hitting like a gazelle out there. Chandler Taylor covers a ton of ground, runs that one down. Got him looking. Caleb Treason, a complete game 3 hitter, and the Baton Rams are heading back to Canton.
Thursday, Baton plays Padua Franciscan in the Division III state semifinals.
Swung on and missed.
Coverage begins Thursday at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket and on WMOH.com.
From the WMOH Weather Center, this afternoon will bring us partly sunny skies with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of thunderstorms late, low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night with a chance of thunderstorms late, low 72. Sunny on Friday, still a thunderstorm or two with a high near 84. Clear Friday night with a low 61. Sunny on Saturday with a high 85.
Now, back to Dana Lash on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
And now, all of the news you would probably miss. It's time for Dana's Quick Five.
So Bill Gates arrived in Washington, D.C. for a Capitol Hill hearing today on the Epstein case, and also apparently the accusation that Epstein was using Gates's marriage woes as blackmail material, leverage to keep him in line. And Gates was, this is like the third time I've heard him say this. He was telling everyone, I'm glad to be here voluntarily. I'm voluntarily here giving testimony. I'm here to give testimony voluntarily.
Did anybody force you to be here?
Yeah, in a prepared opening statement, he told committee members that he never witnessed nor had any indication that Epstein was engaged in ongoing criminal conduct. I don't know if I believe you. I'm still mad at him over the ticks and all that other stuff. Oh, let's see, Diddy. I don't know, he got accused of sexually assaulting a child actor. I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, it totally tracks. A court overturns convictions tied to the Whitmer kidnapping plot, the FBI plot to try to get people to pretend that they were going to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. Big Gretch. State appellate court vacated the convictions of Joseph Morrison, ruling the trial judge had provided flawed instructions to the jury. So it's a technicality. It was a 3-judge panel that determined the guy was prosecuted under a flawed interpretation of state law and that jurors were provided with faulty instructions before they deliberated. The prosecutor said in the buildup to the 2020 election that they had disrupted a plot to kidnap Big Gretch up there. And, yeah, it's what we call it, right? I mean, hell, she's Paul Bunyan size. What am I supposed to call her? Like a little Whitmer? Shush. So they said that they raised repeated concerns, blah, 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 technicality. And I think that, it was literally entrapment. That whole case was entrapment. Let's see. Renton Police, this is in Washington, debut a body cam that translates over 50 languages in real time. It's an accent body cam with AI integration. Why do they need to translate 56 different languages in real time? Jeez, it's so stupid. Just arrest everyone. A bear wanders into I-78 and sends a New Jersey motorcyclist to the hospital with serious injuries. Sounds like the bear just was done. It was like, I'm done with it. This is a motorcyclist that when I first saw this, I thought it said cyclist in one headline that I saw, and I was like, oh my gosh, a bicyclist, because I totally feel that. But it was a motorcyclist. He was seriously injured Sunday night. He hit a bear. Or did the bear hit him? He was driving. You know why? It's because Harley Davidson's gay. and their motorcycles ran into that bear. We're going to talk. No. Hold up. They're implicated in my woke segment coming up, right? He was riding on his Harley Davidson motorcycle when a bear entered the roadway and was like, "Stop, you gay motorcycle." And the bear didn't do that. But he did kill the bear. They didn't say whether the bear was killed in the crash or euthanized afterwards. I could have saved him. Just saying. But, yeah, I mean, you got to be careful riding your bike at night because you could hit a bear in New Jersey. I mean, and not like an actual bear, not like the ones that wear the plaid shirts with the sleeves ripped off and they're big and tough looking, but they talk like this, not that. A totally different type of bear. I felt like I really needed to explain that because it's 2026 and it's weird out here. A woman sues Outback Steakhouse for $1.5 million, says she slipped on mashed potatoes. Loudoun County, Virginia. What the hell goes on in that county? Is it something in y'all's water? What is happening? She's seeking $1.5 million, according to court documents. Tracy Renshaw filed the suit. I might come back to this. The restaurant's no longer in operation, but she fell on her face because she's apparently a moron who slipped on taters. Stay with us. When it comes to being prepared, a little diversity can go a long way, and that's where Byrna comes in, a practical personal security option designed to fit real life. No matter the situation, Byrna can be a diverse backup when carrying is not possible. You carry different calibers and blades even, so why not incorporate Byrna when your options are limited? It gives people another tool to consider when their ability to defend themselves using their Second Amendment rights are compromised. So if you're looking for an alternative, consider Byrna. It's easy to use, there is no recoil, easy target acquisition, and there are no permits required, no background checks, no waiting periods. You order it online and it ships right to your front porch. Proudly assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Byrna is built by hardworking Americans dedicated to your safety. Visit Byrna.com/Dana and get your Byrna today. So if you're looking for an alternative, consider Byrna. That's Byrna.com/Dana, ready when you are.
1450 WMOH News. I'm Steve Vaughn. The National Weather Service says the heat index could hit the 100-degree mark today. If you plan on working outdoors, you should drink plenty of water, wear light and loose clothing, and take frequent breaks. A Hanover Township woman will be arraigned tomorrow on charges she stole over $9,000 from an elderly person. 33-year-old Kelsey Turner allegedly used the victim's ATM card without their permission 25 times between last October and November. Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones says the case makes his blood boil. A bill sponsored by Madison Township State Representative Thomas Hall is on its way to the governor's desk. House Bill 20 would protect first responders at emergency scenes by making it a crime to harass, threaten, or interfere with emergency personnel. It would also increase penalties for obstructing official business. I'm Steve Vaughn.
We've got a country to save.
Larry Elder.
Scott Pelley, who's been fired from 60 Minutes, says there's a subtle bias I've never seen at 60 Minutes or at CBS. End of quote. Media Research Center looked at the first 100 days of Trump, ABC, NBC, CBS. 92% negative. First 100 days of Joe Biden, 59% positive. I've never seen bias at CBS. Some newsman.
The Larry Elder Show.
Join me weekday evenings at 6 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Looking to advance your career or break into business? Cincinnati State's Business Management Program provides hands-on experience, job-ready skills, and employer connections to help you stand out. Customize your education with specialized training in entrepreneurship, retail management, real estate, and business management, gaining valuable skills that help you land the job you want. Fast, affordable, and designed for your success? Enroll today. Visit cincinnati-state.edu.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
If you're not watching postseason hockey, what are you doing? Last night in Vegas, the Carolina Hurricanes punched right back in the Stanley Cup final, with Jordan Staal staying on an absolute heater, scoring twice to lead the Canes to a massive 5-3 victory over the Golden Knights. Carolina survived a wild Vegas comeback, and now the series is tied up at 2 games apiece, heading back to Raleigh. I'm Addie Bates.
So Ryan and I came to the decision to get life insurance when I was pregnant with our first son. He really wanted us to be taken care of if something happened to him. He provided for our family in life and also after his death. I think that would make him proud. Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance. Apply in minutes and get same-day coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love. Sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them. At Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Power your drive with Mobil 1 motor oil. Buy 5 quarts, get $15 back, and score a fast and furious prize after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and an 8% kick of alcohol. Dial up the fun with Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Miami University football.
Goes long, and boom, it is a touchdown. Great throw by Thomas Gronkowski.
The new season begins September 5th as the Redhawks take on Pittsburgh on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
From the WMOH Weather Center, we will see partly sunny skies this afternoon with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night, chance of thunderstorms, low 72. Sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms Friday with a high 84. Clear Friday night, low 61. Sunny on Saturday, high 85.
This is Hugh Hewitt. Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Because who says you can't make fun of people while staying informed on your own personal time? Subscribe on YouTube, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast.
Welcome back. Dana Lash with you. We're at the bottom of the second hour, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, boy, the demons are mad. The demons are mad. I had a friend this morning that we were talking about some other stuff, but they just happened to bring up, and they were, kind of joking about it, how the best way to drive out the devil, because the devil doesn't yield to scripture, is to jeer and flout him, because the devil cannot bear scorn. How true is that, right? How true is it? Over the years, I've dealt with a lot of leftists, and some of them have been incredibly smart. Some of them are also very dumb, and they can't pronounce words. But, that's kind of the nature of it. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I think it's pretty basic. But, the TPUSA thing, apparently, what I think is funny is I was talking about Gal Sharpton, right? Her name is like, I don't like to say her name because it's sort of like Audible VD. Ugh, you just don't want to say it because I just think it's trashy, and we have a sophisticated show. We don't play in the pit. But I'll say this. I think it was hysterical. Clearly, I didn't even mention Gal Sharpton by name, but Gal Sharpton likes to make everything about Gal Sharpton, right? So I was talking in my speech at Turning Point USA, the Young Women's Leadership Summit, talking to the young ladies in attendance, and I was quoting scripture, and Gal Sharpton immediately just knew that it had to be about her because she thinks everything is about her. If only her gay husband loved her as much as she loved herself, maybe we wouldn't have the problem that we have. But again, I'm a daughter of thunder trying to be Proverbs 31. I'm not always successful. I have to fight against my real nature. But I noticed that there was no objection actually to the scripture They just didn't like the delivery, which I don't care about. I don't worry about, well, can you get that video ready for me, Kane?
Which one?
All the mispronunciations.
Oh, okay.
I really don't care how someone who has such a weak grasp of the English language, what they think of my delivery. And I do think it's entertaining because, again, I didn't say anybody's name. But Gal Sharpton immediately made it all about herself because that's the only content, apparently, that certain members of Podcastistan can offer. They're not smart enough to do serious analysis of foreign policy issues. They're not smart enough to do serious analysis of economic issues. They're not smart enough to do policy breakdowns or anything like that. The only thing that they can do is basically offer like a less redeemable Tiger Beat sort of analysis of drama and where everything is made about them. So like I said, the objection apparently was to the, I guess my delivery on it. But actually, hold that video. Let me pull up my audio real quick here. I've got my 4.5-foot gaming screen in front of me. By the way, you would think that somebody that has that many people working on them or working with them for staff, they would help them with pronunciation. Let me just, let's see. Let's do, I don't know. Maybe? Yeah, we can try 27. I think it's funny. Try it. James, chapter 1, verse 27. Pure and undefiled religion
Lord of the
before
Rings
God
clip.
and the
The
Father
Queen.
is to visit orphans and widows and a defender of widows.
Widows. Widows. Widows. The widow.
Can you imagine?
You shall honor.
Can you imagine mocking scripture? But she's a demon, and you can judge them by their fruit. She's not a real Christian. She cosplays as a Christian. Anybody, I mean, demons laugh at scripture. And the devil is gets his feelings hurt when he's ridiculed. And the devil's minions get their feelings hurt when they're ridiculed. Which is funny, I didn't even name check her, but she was insistent that it was all about her. But I'm not really going to take any criticism, constructive or otherwise, from someone who does this. Go ahead.
Their new push is just that I'm stupid. It is a biennial joint military operation. Sex slave was hired by Music Mogul. Candace is dumb. She's really stupid. I am so very disappointed in Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi, who all made these grandiose promises. I am saying this in its true denotative meaning. She mispronounced a word. There's been so much toxicity given all the toxicity there, discussing their toxicity. We're going to go scroll through 300 episodes and look, and a CEO and a chairman has to compartmentalize. You can't compartmentalize. Compartmented. We knew a kerfluffle happened as this dress kerfluffle causes this whole race kerfluffle. A serious kerfluffle. She's ignorant. It was a philosophy class called Senior Sam, and he used to come in every day with a debacle. He hadn't yet committed the crime that creates that whole debacle. Taylor Swift was somehow involved in this entire debacle. The Kanye West debacle, Christ is King debacle, the Christ is King non-debacle, Jeffrey Epstein, this whole debacle, Epstein debacle, and him wanting to move on from the Epstein debacle, the FISA debacle. Are you guys following this debacle with her earrings? The Hamptons debacle came up. Okay, remember that whole debacle? Sort of a debacle, when that whole debacle was happening, entire debacle, calling out Candace Owens and waiting for her to make a mistake so they can try to delegitimize every effort that she is making to get to the bottom of this thing. That was meant to legitimize her. It wasn't because people were just trying to delegitimize him. This caricature of Candace Owens, I did not grow up in a Prince household beyond a couple of his major hits, namely Raspberry Beret. Retired Green Beret, to do it again posthumously, will be posthumously honored, a posthumous award. They decided posthumously. And so I'll give you an analogy, or actually an anecdote, not even an anecdote, a little anecdote. I'm sorry, I don't speak German. Everybody uses the terminology blitz, blitzkrieg. You can't even say blitz means lightning, Krieg means war, and the NFL football team say blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg! Like, no, he just liked the architecture. He loved the architecture. It was about the architecture. He loved the architecture. I think this may have been about more than the architecture. Ways you can honor Charlie. Stop telling us that it has to
we're not done.
It's macabre, it's obligatory. Does the obligatory thing, doing the obligatory. We're obligatory. Tyler Boyer then jumped into the foray. And Alex Jones jumps into the foray. There is a borough that has been
Borough
of alcohol and tobacco. Federal Bureau of Investigation. FBI Bureau, or Bureau of Prisons Chief. What is the borough doing? All of these bureaucrats, among bureaucrats, into the bureaucrats, the Federal Bureau, State Bureau, Utah Bureau, rebuilding this borough. Look at the boroughs. Is the boroughs borough? Were you brought into an FBI borough?
Oh no, we're
borough. The IDF even dropped napalm. And because these chips are made with real food, they are more satiating. Beef tallow makes the chips much more satiating. More satiating. They are more satiating. Towards the end of Obama, we started hearing all of this rhetoric. People are getting tired of this rhetoric. They're tired of rhetoric. And my rhetoric, and they didn't like that rhetoric, this rhetoric. The wisdom of Solomon, it came to be seen as an amulet or a talisman. Jews and that like medieval jewelry, like everything that we're learning about medieval jewelry is a lie. And there have been so many concerted attacks. Definitely am seeing a concerted attack, a concerted effort.
Have you guys had enough yet?
A concerted effort.
No.
5 minutes ago, I had
No. We can keep going. We can keep, just keep it going side screen. Keep it just going side screen, Juan.
Yeah, no audio.
Yeah. Let's just keep it going side screen. Yeah, we're gonna let it run all the way out. So you can laugh at scripture all you want to, but until you learn how to pronounce like basic English words correctly and become more educated, I really don't care about any of your analysis. I really don't. But I do think it's funny that demons writhe and they cry and they scream whenever they hear scripture quoted. And it's not wrong. Notice that there was no objection. You can't really go after what the scripture was saying. I mean, you can try, and I'll sit here and watch that all day, but that's not going to go very well for you if you try to fight God. Again, it's not going to go very well. So, just going to put that out there. But I thought it was interesting, right? It was very funny. So, I don't know, am I supposed to be offended? I find it difficult to be offended by people that I don't think are very intelligent. Right? Delegitimize, macabre, right? I mean, how do you not say these basic English words correctly? All right. You guys get the drift, though? Do you understand? You get it? Yes. Okay. We all agree. No, and like I said, and I want people to be very, very careful, because I had a couple of people, I can tell that they were trying to get like their bot army to try to, you guys got to realize, I have grown up in activism and in politics, and I am so used to dealing with the left. You are not going to show me anything that's going to be stunning or more insightful or shocking, more shocking than anything that I've seen. I've literally been in an arena where people screamed to burn her because I was standing up for Second Amendment rights. So pretty sure I'm not going to so much as flinch over someone who has the same word pronunciation as Gal Sharpton. I'm not going to, who cares? But notice the mocking of Scripture. Notice who mocked Scripture. Judge them, know them by their fruits. Know them by their fruits. And you know indeed. And for the couple of people, I had a couple of nasty grams. Nothing crazy. I always say, if you send hate mail, be very careful. Don't think that you're anonymous just because you're online. Because I am the most petty, litigious person you will ever meet in your life. And you be very careful the stuff that you send, because I'd hate for it to get sent to you. I'm the person, if you're dumb enough to send me bad mail, like ignorant mail where you're like threatening, not only does it get reported to law enforcement, but it gets forwarded to literally all of your superiors at your workplace. Be very careful with this stuff. Disagree, but don't be jackwagons about it. But there's nothing to disagree with me here, unless you disagree with Scripture. And everything I said was completely correct and still stands. So the demons can cry and seethe. But the war was already won. We have more on the way. We've got Florida Man coming up, and you don't want to miss, as we move our partners that help bring you this illustrious, wonderful program, because we are, as you all know, capitalists. It is our friends over at Noble Gold Investments. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now, right? A lot of uncertainty. And a lot of people want to wait till it's safe before they make a move. But here's the thing. Gold doesn't wait. Gold doesn't wait. It doesn't have the wait and see mode at all. In fact, it doesn't wait to see what the markets do. It's not going to wait to see when the ceasefire, if it happens, when it'll happen. It doesn't wait for you. Gold moves on instability. Gold moves on the unknown. And right now, that's every headline you see. So if you're wondering whether gold should be a part of your portfolio, this is exactly when it actually makes sense to talk to people who understand the market. And that's where Noble Gold Investments come in. They've been helping people protect their savings with physical gold and silver for a decade. White glove service to walk you through everything step by step, whether it's buying physical gold or if you're just rolling over part of your IRA. No high pressure sales pitches either. You walk away educated and confident, and you know exactly what you're buying and why. That's what you get with their customer first approach. So don't wait for a certainty that may never materialize. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com/Dana. That's noblegoldinvestments.com/Dana to download your free investor kit.
Introducing the best ever offer from Dish TV. For $89.99 a month, you can have up to 190 of your favorite channels, plus your favorite streaming apps, all from one source, for the low price of about $3 a day. With Dish, you can record up to 16 channels at once and get 2,000 hours of recording space for as little as $3 a day. Dish has been providing the best television for over 45 years. And call now and we can even find you the best internet price. And based off your location, you may be eligible for fiber or wireless internet for your home. And to take advantage of the best offer ever in Dish TV history, $89.99 a month with free equipment and free installation. So what are you waiting for? Call now.
800-706-7063. 800-706-7063. 800-706-7063. That's 800-706-7063.
Are you sick of staring at a spinning wheel every time you open a new tab or launch an app? Most people blame their computer, but a lot of that slowdown comes from old school antivirus software that's heavy and cluttered and constantly running scans in the background. Webroot is different. It's cloud-based, lightweight, and engineered to stay out of your way. So you get fast, modern protection without feeling like your laptop is stuck in 2010. With Webroot, the intelligence lives in the cloud, so that means faster scans, less space used, and a device that runs smooth while still protecting you in real time from malware, phishing, ransomware, and other threats. Whether you're working, gaming, streaming, or just scrolling, it's working quietly in the background, so you don't have to think about it. If you're ready to actually feel the difference of a fast, modern antivirus that works for you, not against you, then make the switch today and save 60%. Visit webroot.com/Dana, and that's 60% off, but only at webroot.com/Dana. This is Dana Lash. We'll be right back on WMOH 1450, The Ticket.
Hi, it's Hugh Hewitt on the next Hugh Hewitt Show. How goes the war? John Podhoretz of Commentary joins me to talk about that almost every day on Commentary. John is pulling out his hair, and he says he doesn't have enough to pull out, but it's always very interesting, and I listen to the Commentary podcast every day. We will catch up on the response to the shoot-down of our Apache helicopter by Iran and what we are doing in the theater entirely. Do not miss the next Hugh Hewitt Show.
Hugh Hewitt.
Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450, The Ticket. Keep that dial to the right.
Mark your calendar for June 13th through the 21st for the Friendship Flea Market. The Friendship Flea Market is very unique with nearly 500 vendor spaces selling a wide variety of new, used, primitives, and specialty foods. Bring the whole family. Roads are blacktopped and are stroller and wheelchair accessible. Admissions free, parking $3, and camping is available. Located in Friendship, Indiana on State Road 62, just a mile east of town. Call 812-667-5645 or visit friendshipfleamarket.com.
Bienvenidos, amigos. That's how you are welcomed at the area's #1 Latin American foods supermercado y restaurante. And you don't have to speak or understand Spanish to enjoy all that El Gran Valle Verde has to offer. All of your favorite Latin American grocery needs are in stock, and delivery is available too. And if you're not in a cooking mood for groceries, El Gran Valle Verde has a full-service restaurante with all of your favorites. El Gran Valle Verde, nearby in the Hamilton Plaza Shopping Center on Dixie Highway in Hamilton. Nos vemos pronto.
My daughter's Aspen. She has stage 4 neuroblastoma. St. Jude is like, it saved us. The financial help given here goes a long way. The research helps, not just here, it reaches the whole world. And St. Jude is a gift. I just want to say thank you.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hold everything.
This is your ticket to high school football.
He's going to flip it deep, and it is intercepted back at the 8-yard line by Fairfield. Indians have the ball. Josiah Leonard.
Basketball.
Oh, there's a steal by Bryce Curry in the backcourt. Oh, Thunderdunker. He throws it down. Bryce Curry flushes that.
And baseball.
Swung on, that's drilled into right field, going back on it and watching it leave the ballpark. Chandler Taylor, home run.
WMOH 1450, The Ticket.
From the WMOH Weather Center, this afternoon will bring us partly sunny skies with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of thunderstorms, late, low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night with a chance of thunderstorms, late, low 72. Sunny on Friday, still a thunderstorm or two with a high near 84. Clear Friday night with a low 61. Sunny on Saturday with a high 85.
Now, back to Dana Lash on WMOH 1450, The Ticket.
It's his life mission to make bad decisions. It's time for Florida Man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I immediately have to go with this first. Let me pull this up, this first one that I saw. I'm going to get to the burglary on burglary, but I need to talk about the guy who, just go through it. A Florida man, he crashed his SUV, then he carjacked the lady that stopped to help him before he then drove to Chick-fil-A and stole a French fry from a child.
What the hell? Busy day.
It's a 46-year-old Florida man. He crashed his SUV, and then the woman who stopped to help him, he carjacked her. So then he takes her vehicle. He's driving to Chick-fil-A. Corey Coddington, what a name. And then he grabbed a French fry from a kid. He drove to the nearby Chick-fil-A. Witnesses say that he was covered in blood when he got out of his car. And a guy goes, "Are you okay?" And he replied, "Does it look like I'm okay?" And then he walked up to a kid and just took a fry right from the kid and then said he wanted a milkshake. The child got a new order of fries for free, but apparently Cody Coddington was not done. He then walked to a gas station where cops confronted him. He was combative with cops. They took him into custody. He was arrested and taken to hospital for treatment. They got a ton of MDMA, a.k.a. Molly, on him. And I love these people that were there just trying to eat their food at Chick-fil-A. They go, "We're not from here. We don't see this every day." That was their direct quote. Oh, my gosh. So he got charged with all kinds of stuff, including aggravated assault, carjacking, petty theft, and leaving the scene of a crash. And I think there were additional charges of like fighting with law enforcement, etc. This Florida man, okay, he was arrested for burglary while he was on his way to court for burglary. I mean, yeah, there's something that's, Cape Coral. The man who was accused of burglarizing an RV in Cape Coral, he was while en route to court for a prior burglary. Apparently, the guy attempted to break into a family's RV Monday while they were inside. He tried to open the locked door multiple times before he disconnected the RV from its power source. The family said that the man was wearing women's clothing. So it sounds like he was dressed like Peg Bundy. He was wearing leggings, a tank top, and a small backpack. By the way, ladies, when you're wearing leggings with heels or like as pants, you look like Peg Bundy. Stop it. Google it. You know I'm right. They found 34-year-old Devin Turner. He was on his way to court searching for clothing to wear. According to the body camera video, officers determined that he attempted to unlawfully enter an unoccupied dwelling with intent to commit theft. His previous date was for burglary. Oh, by the way, he also had lots of meth on him. He also had meth when they arrested him, so he got that charge as well. Seems like he's going to have a lot of charges that he has to deal with, just saying. A Florida man was brutally dragged for using ChatGPT to text his date. How many people have done this? I know South Park had a whole episode on it. This guy apparently, the woman said that she felt like, I hate stories like this because they don't use people's names. And that's just their avatar. I really don't give a rat's backside what happens to someone named Healer Moonchild. Okay, you're over there laughing. Healer Moonchild was very suspicious over this Florida guy texting her And, oh my gosh, this is written so poorly, I don't even know what the hell's happening. Like, what is the gist of this story? I'm already bored to death. I'm 5 paragraphs in, and I have no idea what the hell's happening.
I read it, and apparently either the guy is really thoughtful and articulate in his text,
He's not.
or it's AI, and that's what this girl...
Her name is Healer Moonchild. Do you honestly think that anybody's going to be that thoughtful and talking to someone named Healer Moonchild?
Healer Moonchild. If I'm that guy, cutting and running.
Dude, I'm
Cutting
saying.
and running.
Yeah, I am too. Well, and people, can't they find out, like, if you use AI? That's what I always, don't they use that in classrooms and all kinds of stuff? They can find out whether or not you're actually using AI. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Let's see, we got a couple, oh, I'm not reading that one. Oh, so not, okay, here's one for you. A Florida man was arrested because a Ring camera showed him riding a tricycle up to a home and stealing their garden gnomes. I swear to you, it's literally from CBS. This is literally an actual real story. I am not joking with you. Okay. North Fort Myers. A woman got a surprise because her lawn gnomes kept going missing. And they found out who it was. The culprit, according to Lee County Sheriff's Office, was a dude riding a tricycle. And he tricycled up to her yard, got out, stole her lawn gnomes, and then rode away with the lawn gnomes. That's some dedication. And he's on the Ring camera. Why that is not shared with the world, I will never get over this. I will never forgive this police department. I mean, obviously they got the guy for theft, but the fact that they didn't make that video, like, share it far and wide, never going to forgive for that. Third hour next.
1450 The Ticket.
All-Pro Anthony Munoz here for Rose Automotive, your all-pro automotive superstore. Rose delivers all-pro value and all-pro service for all makes, all models, all the time. My family and I have made Rose Automotive our one-stop shop for everything automotive. And I mean everything, sales, service, parts, and accessories. You want it, they'll deliver it. Call today at 863-7878. That's right, 863, my number, 7878. Just take exit 24 off I-75 and head to Hamilton. That's Rose Automotive, your new alternative.
Congress is poised to pass a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. 82 million Americans risk losing the news, sports, talk, traffic, and vital emergency information they rely on. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this bill now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is your ticket to high school sports. WMOH, Hamilton, Fairfield, Westchester, Cincinnati. 1450 The Ticket.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew to Washington. President Trump has signed into law a bill to provide $70 billion for ICE. It passed yesterday despite fierce opposition from Democrats.
But the Secure America Act provides $38 billion to ICE, $26 billion to Border Patrol to ensure these critical law enforcement agencies have the necessary resources to do their jobs, protecting our borders and getting criminal aliens out of the country. And starting on day one of my administration, we took the most dangerous, unsafe, violent, and open border people out of this country. We got them out.
The bill signed today will fund ICE operations into 2029. An oyster farmer in Maine will try to unseat the only Republican senator from New England in November. Here's correspondent Donna Warder.
Graham Plattner has won Maine's Democratic primary for U.S. Senate. Plattner will now go up against Republican Senator Susan Collins, the only Republican senator in all of New England. The oyster farmer and combat veteran's win comes days after questions about his past personal conduct, especially his relationships with women.
If you believe, as I do, that we can change our politics and change our country, then you must also believe that people can change.
Plattner had early support from Senator Bernie Sanders and says he plans to focus on economic issues such as housing and health care. I'm Donna Warder.
Sweden is set to ban cell phones in schools.
It will happen in the next academic year as part of a broad reversal on the use of screens in classrooms. The Swedish center-right coalition government is prioritizing more reading time and less screen time, particularly among preschool students, by favoring books and other traditional learning tools.
That is correspondent Keith Peters reporting. It's been a slow day on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 600 points. More from townhall.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
1450 WMOH News. I'm Steve Vaughn. If you're working outside today, you should drink plenty of water, wear light and loose clothing, and take frequent breaks. The heat index is expected to hit 100 degrees. There's also a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. A bill which would protect first responders in emergency scenes is now on its way to the governor's desk. House Bill 20 was sponsored by Butler County State Representative Thomas Hall.
Colleagues, the bill's premise remained intact largely through the committee process and reaffirms our obligation to protect those who protect us.
Hall says a person could face criminal charges if they interfere with, threaten, or harass emergency responders. It also increases penalties for obstructing official business. Butler County Commissioners have scheduled a work session with the Mental Health Addiction Recovery Services Board over recent operational and financial issues at the agency. I'm Steve Vaughn.
Looking for a reason to try the $5 meal deal with new McValue? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
Get more than you expect with the $5 meal deal with new McValue.
The Quarter Pounder with cheese has many great things. Maple-flavored griddle cakes isn't one of them. McDonald's breakfast comes first. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Your local McDonald's on South Erie Highway in Hamilton, Nellis Road in Fairfield, Route 4 at McGee in Fairfield, and on Princeton Road next to Menards at Bridgewater.
Life jackets help save lives. They come in a variety of choices and exciting new styles. Boating safety begins with the choices we make before leaving the dock. What's holding you up? This message brought to you by the Ohio Division of Watercraft.
The fun and sun of boating in Ohio is always exciting. As you head out on the water, remember to properly load your boat. And for safety's sake, keep your life jacket on at all times. This message brought to you by the Ohio Division of Watercraft.
High School Tournament Baseball, installed by A.E. Door and Window.
Into the outfield for a base hit. Derek Ogden continues his hot hitting like a gazelle out there. Chandler Taylor covers a ton of ground, runs that one down. Got him looking. Caleb Treason, a complete Game 3 hitter, and the Baton Rams are heading back to Canton.
Thursday, Baton plays Padua Franciscan in the Division III state semifinals.
Swung on and missed.
Coverage begins Thursday at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket and on WMOH.com.
From the WMOH Weather Center, we will see partly sunny skies this afternoon with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night, chance of thunderstorms, low 72. Sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms Friday with a high 84. Clear Friday night, low 61. Sunny on Saturday, high 85.
This is Hugh Hewitt. Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
It's not the United States' responsibility to go, oh, you're a third world hellhole? You don't have the infrastructure to make sure that the people you aren't sending us aren't Al-Shabaab or something? Okay, we'll go ahead and look the other way. You're not owed entry into the United States. We don't owe you anything. You are owed nothing from us. Assimilate or get out.
The Dana Show with Dana Lash.
Welcome back to the program, kids. Top of the third hour. Dana Lash with you. Find us over at Substack, Chapter and Verse, YouTube, Facebook as well. So you guys remember that referee that was barred from entering the United States for the World Cup? He got a hero's welcome in Somalia. And remember, yesterday when we first talked about it, we discussed how the guy can't, if you don't have the vetting structure, to ensure that someone is who they say they are and they don't have any terrorist ties. That makes it a little difficult. And so what was discovered about this Wmoh Artan, and they were trying to make a big deal. He's the first Somali. He's probably related to Ilhan Omar. He had, according to the government, quote, association with suspected members of terrorist organizations. And they tried to make it a racial thing. There were other black refs that had no problem. But the other black referees that were allowed to come in the United States didn't have ties to terror groups. And that was per Customs and Border Patrol, also DHS. He had his visa canceled. He was deemed inadmissible to the United States under the Immigration and Nationality Act. He was deported back to Turkey. He's since returned to Mogadishu, where he had, you saw the video of that hero's welcome. But it was FIFA, the White House FIFA Task Force, CBP. They were the ones who said he was flagged for what they called, quote, derogatory information. And it was the direct result of association with multiple terror organizations. And in fact, apparently he's suspected to be linked to al-Shabaab. I joked about it yesterday, and lo and behold, it's true. So yeah, we have the right to say you have ties to a terrorist organization. You don't get to come into the United States. I mean, it's not like there's a million other people that we can get to do his referee job. Okay, you can go back to Somalia and you can have all your cousins celebrate you. That's fine, whatever. But that's why. There were other black referees from all over the world, from African nations that came in. They had no issue because they didn't have terror ties. That's the big deal. They did not have terrorist ties, known associations. By the way, how brazen is that to have known associations with terror groups? And you are going to insist on coming into the United States anyway. Interesting. So that's the true story of that. I got to get into a couple of woke stories with you too. So I think this is the NASA story. Because we have NASA and then we have this, speaking of Islamism. So this is Lady Bird Books. I've never heard of them. They published what they called I'm reading their thing, Happy Pride on Instagram. And the person that they feature is a Muslim woman in a hijab standing with her gay tattooed lover, I guess. I don't know. And she's carrying a baby alongside another woman. So you're telling me that she is apparently out there enough to be gay and date a gay woman who's got tattoos on her in the drawing and is showing off her legs and arms, but this woman has not stopped the modesty cosplay with her hijab? Do you know how dumb this is? This is one of the craziest things ever. This, I don't know. There's like a million of these kind of images that they have that were something like this. That she would be killed. She'd be stoned and then killed, right? That's how that would go. Now, I think it's over the top, and I had to mention it because now everybody is, gay people are making fun of this. They're like, wait, that's ridiculous. It's so performative. It is so performative. And I had this, I think this was this other story that I had. I'm going to pull this up real quickly because they had a thing with some of the Artemis crew members, and they were talking about a moon mission. And NASA started getting, from what I understand, hit because none of them, NASA's facing backlash because for the Artemis 3 mission, they picked 4 astronauts, and people are mad because there's no women. That's such a woman thing to get mad at. It's like such a woman issue. They're mad because they say no women are present.
Did they know that for sure?
They drew criticism on social media. They're 4 men, and because it's important to the left, I think 3 are brown, 1 is white, 2 are black. I think 1 looks Hispanic. I don't know why that's even important, but the left insists. But people say none of them are women. Okay, they picked the best people for this mission. Do you want them to lower their standards and include someone because they have a vagina? Or would you like everybody to get back okay? Like, what's more important to you? This is so dumb. But they're like, not a single woman. Wow, way to like just diminish these guys' their accomplishments and how hard they work to get selected for this mission. Maybe it's because they did not have a female to select. People are so, they love making victims out of everybody, including themselves. They love it. Not a single woman flying. And they were talking about Christina Koch. She was the one on the mission earlier this year. And I guess they thought, well, what about her? Why isn't she on it? Well, what type of mission is it? You know, they do different things on these missions, and they have to have different astronauts that have different levels or different expertise per mission. Oh my gosh, why do we have to explain this like these people read with pictures? This is so, it's really goofy. But it's the disease of wokery. Okay, with Harley Davidson. So I made fun of them a little earlier. Was it first hour?
No, last hour.
Was it? Yeah. Okay. So they had, let me pull this up. Things are a little slow here today. Holy cow, are things slow. So Harley Davidson has a new chief brand officer, Marcus Fisher. And Marcus Fisher is a guy that, I mean, he loves the pronouns. He does this stuff for Pride Month. He loves DEI conferences. He apparently loves Hillary Clinton. Okay. I mean, just helped host a drag show. Oh, yeah. He's done all this stuff. Apparently, they've got a lot of backlash because they decided to get real woke. And apparently, I want to know, are they going to change their advertising to get woke? They started dropping the diversity initiatives, but apparently they haven't dropped them all the way. And they have a new super lefty, super rainbow leader. Oh, that's Marcus Fisher. Oh boy, look what Juan found. Oh. Bears? They like bikes. They like Harley, right?
That'll go over well at Sturgis.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll really like that at Sturgis. Yeah, that's right. Can you just make a damn motorcycle? Just make the damn product. Just make it. Is this a motorcycle? Does it have an engine and wheels? Okay. But what does it think of pronouns? I can't stand this stuff. Not everything has to be politicized. Stop. So now people are saying that Indian is more based. Indian motorcycles. Because Harley Davidson, they're very upset. People, they don't like the new woke leadership. And it's sad because 2 years ago, they apparently decided that they were going to drop their DEI initiatives, and now apparently they're not doing that anymore. They filled leadership roles with some DEI stuff. So I'm just assuming that you're going to see some fruity-looking bikes rolling out. I'm just wondering, do people care about it? Do they care about that? Is that enough to... I just don't like it if you're marketing it that way. Wasn't it Jaguar that did the whole, you didn't even know what it was?
Well, the beauty of publicly traded companies is you get to see what the stock price does immediately after a company's actions publicly. And Harley Davidson, they saw a little hit in the stock price.
Why would you Bud Light yourself? I don't know. Well, a lot of people are like, we're not going to buy Harley because we were going to buy Harley, but now we're not going to buy Harley Davidson anymore. I just make the product. Stop with the DEI stuff. Everybody has to virtue signal. I always hate it when I'm on social media, with Black Lives Matter and everybody did the black square. That is the fruitiest thing I've ever seen. Stop it. Or anybody happens, like the Ukrainian flag. You see all this, just stop it. I put up an emoji. Do you know that if you put up an emoji, one emoji means one life saved? I'm saving lives by putting an emoji in my bio. People are so ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I can't handle it. I can't. It's so goofy. Nancy Mace got beaten really bad last night, guys. Really? Yeah. She came in 5th in the governor's race. That's what happens when you're like, I'm Epstein, and then you don't do anything. By the way, the Epstein stuff has been used as such a cudgel and these people have duped you so hardcore into this. And you have every right to be mad at them about it, by the way. You absolutely do. And that's what voters are reacting to. That's ultimately what did her in. And also the fact that she just is dippy. She's dippy. I mean, as the day is long, we talked about that. We don't need to show it again. She wore the shirt with the letter A on it, the red letter A, how Hester won her A. And she got on the floor of first she went to it was a family research council. No, it was a national prayer breakfast event. So you're there with the most devout Christians. And she gets up there and she was like, yeah, me and my boyfriend, we were going to get it on. And then I had to come to the prayer breakfast. She didn't say it just like that, but that's what she said. Like, we was going to fornicate. And then I was like, no, I got to go talk to these Christians at the prayer breakfast. She actually did. And then, the honeymoon ended a couple of months later when they broke up very dramatically, and she stood on the floor of the house and just, assailed this dude, apparently with things that were disputed to being true. And the only reason she didn't get sued into oblivion is because she was on the floor of the house, and so she was protected. I just think she's performative and dramatic, and I don't like dramatic lawmakers. I do not want super dramatic, Dynasty Days of Our Lives type lawmakers. Do your damn job. No one cares. I'm so tired of seeing it, right? The stunts and the performance. It's so boring. Just do the job. Represent the people. Do what the people want. Stop all this. They all want book deals. They all think that they're going to either be Fox News contributors or they're going to go and start yet another podcast. They all think this. So she's on her way out. She's mad at Trump. And she's trying to, that's what they all do. That's like what Marjorie Taylor Greene did. The moment that they are told no by Trump on something, they get mad, right? By the way, I love Marjorie Taylor Greene in Every Which Way But Loose. Remember that? Remember her? She starred with Clint Eastwood. Google it. All right, we have more on the way as we move. I know, I shouldn't have said it, but it was really just out there for me to say. And, our partners that help bring you this portion of the program, because we're capitalists, it's Ghost Bed. I sleep so well at night in my Ghost Bed. It is the best mattress, period. You're sleeping, if you have not gotten a Ghost Bed, you know what you're sleeping on? You're sleeping on a pile of hobo trash. That's what you're sleeping on. Do you want to be comfortable at night? Do you actually want to rest? Do you want it to improve your health, to improve your life? Then you need to get a Ghost Bed because it helps keep you cool all night long. You know what these other mattress companies do? They upcharge you for cooling, anything cooling tech that's built into the mattress. Not Ghost Bed, because they actually sell enough mattresses that they don't have to nickel and dime you over this dumb stuff. It's actually not dumb stuff. It's amazing. They got cooling technology built into every mattress. It's not an expensive upgrade. So if you're a hot sleeper, those are some of Ghost Bed's happiest customers. Now you're going to notice the difference right away, just by looking at the thing, right? The materials are automatically better, right? The seams are really good. This is I am nuts when I look at this stuff. The materials, solid construction, great seaming. It was actually deeper than our previous super bougie and sinfully expensive mattress that we had before this. I sleep so great on this mattress. I think my sleep's improved. I'm not kidding. And look, this is health equipment. That's how they look at this. So you need to heal and recover and rest and restore at night. You get 101 nights to try this amazing mattress in your home. And if you don't feel the difference, which you will, but if Martians abduct you and you've lost all reason and you can't feel the difference anymore, you can send it back risk-free. GhostBed's offering all of you an extra 10% off. Visit ghostbed.com/Dana and use promo code Dana. Ghostbed.com/Dana, promo code Dana for an extra 10% off. So, I've been talking about human supplements for years, and not just because they make the #1 best-selling Super Beats, but because when it comes to cardiovascular health, they really stay ahead of the science. And if you're anything like me, you're focused on health. But cholesterol, for a lot of folks, can feel confusing. So this is what I've read. About 80% of your body's cholesterol is actually produced internally, and it plays a key role in things like cellular health, hormone production. So this is why Human created Cholesterol Health Daily. It's a very simple 2-capsule-a-day routine, all designed to support your cholesterol from multiple angles. It's made with plant-based, clinically studied ingredients, including aged black garlic to support your good HDL cholesterol without the garlic taste, plus patented Italian citrus bergamot for healthy triglycerides and lipid metabolism. It's about keeping things simple but effective, and it fits right into your daily routine. Right now, for a limited time, you can save $5 on human cholesterol daily at Sam's Club. You just head to your local Sam's Club and do more to support your cholesterol health with the Science First brand that you know I trust. But the $5 savings for a limited time only.
Hi, it's Hugh Hewitt of the next Hugh Hewitt Show. How goes the war? John Podhoretz of Commentary joins me to talk about that. Almost every day on Commentary, John is pulling out his hair, and he says he doesn't have enough to pull out, but it's always very interesting, and I listen to the Commentary podcast every day. We will catch up on the response to the shoot-down of our Apache helicopter by Iran and what we are doing in the theater entirely. Do not miss the next Hugh Hewitt Show.
Hugh Hewitt.
Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket. Keep that dial to the right.
Hey, Butler County, Cincinnati State is your community college. With affordable tuition, you can save 40 to 50% on the first 2 years of a 4-year degree or earn an associate's degree with little or no student debt. Small class sizes mean you get the attention you deserve, and you'll find all kinds of support for your success. For a quality education, hands-on or online, it all starts at cincinnatисtate.edu/Middletown.
Back to pass pressure in the backfield. He's brought down again. Another sack.
Local business owners, get in on the football excitement and let your message be heard. Join the growing number of businesses supporting high school sports on 1450 The Ticket at very affordable rates. Simply contact the WMOH 1450 The Ticket sales office at 513-863-1111. You are listening, and so are many of your future customers. Let area football fans know that you support high school sports on 1450 The Ticket, and they'll support you.
This is Dana Lash. We'll be right back on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
It's mosquito season in Ohio and time to fight the bite. Some mosquitoes can carry diseases like West Nile, lacrosse, and Zika viruses. Protect yourself and your family this season. Wear EPA-registered repellent when you go outside. Stay indoors during peak mosquito time, and remove standing water around your home where mosquitoes breed. Also, wear long sleeves and pants when possible. Tell mosquitoes to buzz off and fight the bite. For more information, click on ohio.gov/mosquito. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Health.
Lock up your doors, turn your radios up. We got a big game here on 1450 The Ticket.
This is your ticket to high school football, basketball, and baseball.
Down the sideline. Yes! Touchdown! Hudson Hyde.
Tyson, pull up three.
Hello. Got it. That was from college range, not high school.
Runner is on the way.
Oh, my goodness.
He is out from here to there.
Your ticket to high school sports.
This is the ticket you want to have.
WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
From the WMOH Weather Center, this afternoon will bring us partly sunny skies with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of thunderstorms late, low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night with a chance of thunderstorms late, low 72. Sunny on Friday, still a thunderstorm or two with a high near 84. Clear Friday night with a low 61. Sunny on Saturday with a high 85.
Now, back to Dana Lash on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
And now, all of the news you would probably miss. It's time for Dana's Quick Five.
So we had the story yesterday about smartphones reducing the birth rate. So now we're looking at Gen Z is rejecting $200 dates and choosing solo maxing. And they say dating apps are taking a hit. Wait, $200 dates? They think that dates have to cost $200? What are you
think
people
about it.
doing?
Dinner, movie, or Uber possibly if you're doing drinks. So, yeah, a date can be a $200 night.
Okay, how about you just like go and have some coffee?
I think that's the
or
guy's
go
point.
and meet up and go to the park and then walk around, do something free.
Look at that. I love that.
And then just test it out. And if you guys do, go through the free thing and you like that, then start at the park, meeting at the park, walking around.
Yeah,
then go and maybe have some coffee.
Yeah.
And then build to that.
We're on the
But
same
this
page
is
as that
dumb.
guy.
Yeah. Solo maxing. That's literally the name of an anime. Right. So solo leveling, really, yeah. It's like right there, though. You know what I mean? I'm so tired of maxing. Oh my gosh. Just learn how to do levels, right? Just do levels like that. Don't stop dating because we can't have our birth rate take a hit because you're all weirded out over social media. Oh, I don't care about the Denver thing. I really don't. I don't care about the Denver Pride with their mutt thing. The dogs. Just stop getting the dogs into it. Just leave the dogs alone. I'm still not over the woman who fell on the mashed potatoes. Target recalls baby wipes over potential contamination. Wait, how does anything survive in it? They said that it could be contaminated with bacteria. Okay, I have to laugh at this. It's the fragrance-free and up fresh cucumber scented. Why would you want your babies to smell like a cucumber? Just get unscented. It's better for everybody. You don't need to smell like a vegetable.
It all changes within minutes anyway, babies.
I know, right? I don't do some of this stuff. But I've never heard of baby wipes being contaminated. We got a lot more on the way. Stick with us.
We are strange in our hearts, but we are young. We run green, keep our teeth nice and clean.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness weren't just written for history books, they were written for you. It's hard to pursue happiness when pain becomes part of your everyday life. A lot of people just accept it, saying that it's a part of them getting older. It doesn't have to be when you choose Relief Factor. Relief Factor was created to help people address inflammation. That is the cause of daily aches and pains. It's 100% drug-free and research-based. No prescription, no masking symptoms, just real support so you can keep moving forward. It works through multiple metabolic pathways to help support comfort, mobility, and movement. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, maybe it's time to reclaim a little of your own. And to commemorate America's 250, Relief Factor is offering a special patriotic price of $17.76 for the 3-week quick start. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. That's ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF for your 3-week quick start for only $17.76. Relief Factor, because freedom just feels better without pain.
1450 WMOH News. I'm Steve Vaughn. Butler County is under a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms to develop this afternoon and evening. Damaging winds and large hail are possible hazards. Heat is also an issue this afternoon. The heat index expected to hit close to 100 degrees. Make sure you drink plenty of water and wear light and loose clothing if you're working outside. Hamilton City Council will hold a public hearing tonight on proposed zoning regulations for medical and adult use cannabis dispensaries. Under the proposal, they could locate in certain business districts and would be highly regulated. A final vote is scheduled for later this month. The Butler County Commissioners have summoned the Mental Health Addiction Recovery Services Board to a work session next week. Apparently, there are operational and financial issues that are raising concerns with the commissioners. Cincinnati is ranked second in the nation by Wallet Hub for best places to have a staycation. I'm Steve Vaughn.
This report is sponsored by Hondros College of Nursing. At Hondros College of Nursing, there's a better way to become a nurse. Better is flexible with 4 starts per year and programs designed with adult learners in mind. Start a better career today at start.hondros.edu.
High school tournament baseball. Installed by AE Door and Window.
Into the outfield for a base hit. Derek Ogden continues his hot hitting like a gazelle out there. Chandler Taylor covers a ton of ground, runs that one down. Got him looking. Caleb Treason, a complete game 3 hitter, and the Baton Rams are heading back to Canton.
Thursday, Baton plays Padua Franciscan in the Division III state semifinals.
Swung on and missed.
Coverage begins Thursday at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket. and on WMOH.com.
Looking for a local community-oriented place to hang out, family-friendly, and a great place to bring your pet? Municipal Brew Works is open 7 days a week, and they have a huge patio area to soak up the sun and enjoy your favorite adult beverages. Join Municipal Brew Works for their big 10th anniversary party the weekend of June 12th through the 14th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Drink specials galore, live music, and lots of food truck dining options. Municipal Brew Works in the former Hamilton City Building in downtown Hamilton. See you for the big 10th anniversary weekend.
Big Box is back at Popeyes. 2 pieces of bone-in chicken or 3 tenders, 2 regular sides, and a biscuit for just $6. Add a cane sweet lemonade or tea and a blueberry lemon cheesecake to make your meal complete. Need dinner for the family? Get an 11-piece tender meal with 1 large side, 4 biscuits, and 4 dip cups for only $20. Stop by your new locally owned Popeyes locations at 2981 Princeton Road near Bridgewater Falls or 5102 Dixie Highway in Fairfield.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The San Antonio Spurs won Game 3 of the NBA Finals on Monday night. Game 4 is tonight at Madison Square Garden. Victor Wembanyama is averaging 29 points, 9.7 rebounds, and 3.3 blocks. Tim Duncan, back in 1999, averaged 23 points, 14 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks. I guess Spurs fans are kind of used to seeing something like this. The rest of us are in awe. I'm Chris Platt.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
The final is here and both teams are set, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. Last week, New York was trading at 54% to beat San Antonio, meaning a $100 trade could pay out over $186 if they take the title. Want to know what they're at today? Check Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market, and as the odds move, you can buy in or out anytime. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get a $10 credit when you trade $10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. $10 free credit with no expiration. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
High school tournament baseball, installed by AE Door and Window.
And the Baden Rams are heading back to Canton.
Thursday, Baden plays Padua Franciscan in the Division III state semifinals. Coverage begins Thursday at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket.
From the WMOH Weather Center, we will see partly sunny skies this afternoon with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms and a high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night, chance of thunderstorms, low 72. Sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms Friday with a high 84. Clear Friday night, low 61. Sunny on Saturday, high 85.
This is Hugh Hewitt. Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Consumption with the Dana Show podcast, where every update comes with a little dash of not so serious on YouTube, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the program, Dana Lash with you. So we are looking at what's going to be a matchup between Graham Plattner, the Nazi, literally, and Susan Collins, which is going to be the weirdest thing. Now, what gets me is that Graham Plattner beat the Democrat governor of Maine, Janet Mills. He beat Janet Mills. Now, you're Janet Mills. You're the governor. You run for Senate thinking that it's going to be a relatively, not an easy win, but that it's something that you're going to come out on top of. You don't have a complicated Reddit history. You know, you don't have weird tattoos of like SS guards. You don't have texts where you talk about your weird tattoos and why you chose them because it was an SS guard tattoo and how much you love SS. You don't talk about any of that. There's nothing like that. You're not like, reportedly violent with your exes. And you run, and you don't just lose. You lose because you lost 72% of the vote. They chose a Nazi over her. She has to sit there and think they actually picked a Nazi over me. Jana Mills, the voters did. That is, oh, it's so sad. She's sad now. She's so sad. Look at her. She's so sad. They picked a Nazi over her. She was like, remember, I'm in this race too, guys. It's me, Jana Mills. I'm not the crazy Democrat. And they said, no, Jana Mills, we want the Nazi with the Totenkopf on his chest, the guy who tubins it in Porta-Johns. We want that guy. Now you can understand. I'd be sad too, man. If I was Janet Mills, I'd be sad too. That, what is the website? GrahamPlatner.org. He did not secure that. I don't know how you can go to that website and think, wow, the Republicans are really going to hold back. I think he really believed his own hype. Oh my gosh, he's going to be completely destroyed, I think, in the primary. But I think it's going to cost some money, for sure. I think it will cost him some money. That's going to be a very interesting, everybody's going to be watching the Tallarico versus Paxton, and then they're going to be watching the Plattner versus Collins Senate race. Those are the races that they're going to be watching. Just fascinating stuff. You know who's not going to be running in a race anymore? Oh, yeah. It's Jasmine Crockett. We got a couple things from her here, by the way. But wait, before we go there, can I play? Is this Plattner's where he's talking about redemption?
Yes.
Can we play cut 6? What he never did? Cut 16. Why would you need redemption? I thought you were innocent. Go ahead.
Love and redemption.
Wait, what?
Redemption is not just some simple or easy destination. It's a journey. I've made mistakes in my life.
Though?
Mistakes that I regret, that I live with, that I continue to learn from.
Wait, I thought you said you didn't do anything
still
wrong.
Far from perfect.
I thought he said he didn't do anything wrong, so why would he have to have redemption? I'm just fascinated. This is, by the way, what POTUS said about Graham Plattner. This is this is cut 33. Oh boy, let her rip, Tater Chip.
Because he's just an outright pig. He's like a pig. I watched him a couple of times. He's like a pig. That's what he reminds me of. You know, I come up with good names for people. I don't want to stick him with that one, although I think pigs would be very upset about it.
By the way, listen to this real quick before we talk about Jasmine Crockett. This is cut 32. Same thing. POTUS. Watch.
Inflation to come down between now.
Oh, when the war is over?
Yes.
It's coming down.
I know you can't.
It's going to come down like a rock. And again, we're taking out millions, which I'm just announcing today for the first time. But we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil. Millions of barrels. Every night we took out oil. But now I'm going to tell you because they just figured it out. So now that they figured it out, I can tell you. It was very hard for me. I wanted to say it so badly, but I didn't want to ruin it. But it was very hard. But millions of barrels of oil has come out. And that's why it's at $85, $90 a barrel instead of $250. But we have the greatest military in the world, the toughest military in the world, just the best in every way. Nobody even close. There's no military that's even close. I rebuilt it during my first term. I'm using it now. When this conflict is over, Todd said, please call it a conflict, right? As opposed to the word war. He didn't like the word war, but it's sort of a conflict. It's a military operation. When it's
there you
over,
go. Amen. Love it. Love it. By the way, Lorraine reminds us, too, that Janet Mills fought Trump over men and women's sports. Do you remember when they had that press conference and he was like, yeah, you, Janet, you're never going to win another race again? Oh, we all remember that. All right, let's get cut 9 ready. Jasmine Crockett was reacting to the Carmelo Anthony verdict. And I'm going to lay this out on the table. And you just, here it is. Here's the video. Because, oh, boy.
Black women, especially Black women who have Black male children, live in fear and agony every single day. A fear and agony that I promise you, the Metcalfs probably never spent a day living that way. And we're going to have just some real conversations about race in this country.
So it was okay that he got stabbed to death because he's not black? Is that what I heard, right? Oh, here she is giving you her expert opinion on how the knife that Carmelo Anthony used to stab Austin Metcalf to death wasn't actually a deadly weapon. This is cut 8. Listen.
Awful
Wait a minute, was it a switch? I don't know what he had.
It was like it seemed like it was a multi-tool, almost like a Swiss Army.
Like with like with the little scissors and everything and whatever. So it was small. Well, I would have argued the size of it alone, you wouldn't even think it's a deadly weapon.
And that's
forgot he had through the bag.
If it was one of the little, like I don't know, like I do think,
well, that's why he went to his coach and was like, but I don't think I hurt him that bad.
Wow. Are you kidding me? He had a knife. He took a knife to attract meat. He had a weapon. It was described in the court documents, a partially open pocket knife. But what does that matter? He stabbed him. He stabbed him. Well, it didn't really stab him. If it wasn't like a knife, it's not really like murder, right? Because as you know, like it has to like be a weapon, like for it to like be murder. That's her brilliant reasoning. Now you can see why she got redistricted out. Democrats didn't even want her because she's too crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. You know what? These are the same people, by the way. They're so insistent that Carmelo Anthony was defending his life. These are the same people that went so hard on Kyle Rittenhouse for defending his life. Right? They didn't want Kyle Rittenhouse to defend his life because he's white. All these people, while I don't think that the murder itself stemmed from a racial animus, I think everything that happened after absolutely did. And all of these people, they went so hard. Remember, on Rittenhouse, when he fired his rifle in self-defense, one of the guys attacking him was literally a convicted domestic abuser. Like, didn't he beat up his mom or his grandmother? I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the grandmother. The other guy literally had just gotten out of jail because he was a convicted sex offender. Those are the people that were attacking him. And it was all on camera. They were trying to kill him. And they did not want Kyle Rittenhouse to be able to defend his life. And then you have Carmelo Anthony, who walks into this tent uninvited, and according to all of the eyewitnesses, started it and refused to leave. He would not leave the tent. Now remember, the witnesses that went before the jury, over half of them were black witnesses, since the left is now trying to make this a racial issue. Over half of them were black witnesses, and they all said the same thing. Carmelo Anthony was the instigator, the agitator. He refused to leave our tent. He started this. This is like, it reminds me what happened in the days after Mike Brown and going to trial, and everyone tried to act like that was a big giant like witch hunt, and they ignored the fact that Bob McCullough is one of the biggest far left prosecutors in all of the Midwest, and he couldn't even get a conviction on this. They ignored the fact that you had, Eric Holder's independent forensic, you had 3 different independent forensic reports, and then Eric Holder even investigated, and the way that the process was unfolding, they couldn't even get anything on it. And then you had the witnesses that went before the grand jury. I think all of the witnesses were black that went before the grand jury, and they testified exactly what they told the jury is exactly why the jury ended up not convicting the officer in that case, because Mike Brown was in the wrong. He was fighting with a cop, and all the forensic, he had gunpowder residue on his hand in a manner completely consistent with wrestling for the gun and getting your finger in the trigger guard. That's exactly what he did, which is why they found the residue on his hand the way that they did, and a mark on his hand from the pistols firing. All of that. This is crazy. They want to discount all of this stuff and make it a racial issue now. And instead, maybe find out, why was this young adult male, why did he feel like arming himself with a knife and then just going and starting problems at a track meet? I mean, watching the way his mom is handling this stuff and his dad, that the mom is handling this stuff, you have, clearly he gets it from some of his parents. He was not raised right, and that's incredibly unfortunate. You had a ton of other black students there that had no problem. They were there, and they were horrified at what they were seeing. Oh, no, but Carmelo Anthony's family got to make it about race because those parents could not raise their child properly. And now everybody's got to suffer because mom and dad are deadbeats. Mom and dad could not raise their kid to grow up and not stab anybody. Mom and dad could not raise their son to be a gentleman. Mom and dad could not raise their child to not go to a school, their young adult male child, to not go to a school with a knife and start problems with an opposing team. All of the other black students that were there had no issues. So, nonsense. How sinful is that they're out there pushing this race angle? This young man wanted to start problems. He wanted to start problems. And he was pushing it because he knew no matter what he was going to do, he was going to come out on top because he had a blade. And then they try to make it a self-defense issue. How is it self-defense when you are the antagonist? You seek the conversation. You refuse to leave. And you keep trying to escalate it. One of the things witnesses said is that, and Lorraine has a really good write-up of this, by the way, up at Substack. And she gets into the blade as well, because that was a long blade. I mean, I think it was under 4 inches. But I remember it was, from looking at the court documents, it was long enough to where it like pierced right into his heart. I mean, your heart is, you have bone. It's protected. That's pretty serious to get that far into your chest cavity, bypassing bone and hitting your heart. It literally pierced his heart. So it wasn't just like some all-purpose tool. That's just ignorant. But all those other witnesses, and I hope, by the way, I hope the family, I hope they never find it, I hope they don't target these other witnesses. Because I feel there were some very brave black students who spoke up too and said, no, that is exactly not what happened. This is what happened. And they bravely and honestly told the jury, this is what we saw, and one all corroborated the other one. It's just so unfortunate. And they were trying to make this, the family was trying to turn this into something. They were trying so hard. I just find that, like, to stand outside the court trial and scream, it's racism, it's about race, to scream that. What does the matter with you? And you know, this dude had photos of himself all over with knives and guns and all kinds of stuff. The photo that Lorraine has up on her piece over at Chapter and Verse is, I mean, that dude looks demonic. That is an evil influence. He's going to have 35 years behind bars. So she notes that the jury rejected the defense's request for sudden passion mitigating factor. And just, wow. He ended up having a public defender. Now, how are they buying a new house and a new car and all this stuff, but they could not afford, they could not stop and purchase an actual decent attorney for their son? What does that tell you? What do you think this young man was reacting to? Because it sounds like, quite frankly, his mama don't care. She's going to scream racism from her brand new car. She drives back to her big old new house. She's going to cry racism. Bought all those things, but you couldn't afford an actual attorney? You had to have a public defender for your child, and you're going to call yourself a mother? Reason your son's losing 35 years of his life is because of your shoddy, horrific parenting, lady. Shame on her. I mean, the sad thing is, too, is that he did this. Now he's going to go to prison for 35 years. And what's going to happen? His heart's going to harden even more. 35 years when he gets out. He's going to be what? Late 40s, 50s? By the time he gets out, what's that world going to look like? He's going to be so far removed from it, and his heart is going to be so hard. What is that? Because I don't think that he's going to have any kind of comfort from his family while he's incarcerated. I bet they just move on with their money and they don't even look back. Clearly, they were already doing that during the trial, which is why he was left high and dry with a public defender only. Now, you call that love? That's abandonment. We have more on the way as we roll towards Days of these United States. Our partners that help you bring the program. It is the folks over at Byrna. The Byrna CL compact launcher The entire platform has been reimagined for maximum concealability, and it features projectiles that are designed to deter threats from, 60 feet away. And it's an option for people who want to have a backup if they are denied their ability to carry, if their Second Amendment rights are abridged. And so you can find it at Byrna.com/Dana, BYRNA, Byrna.com/Dana. It's made there in Indiana, and Fort Wayne, Indiana, built by hard-working Americans that care about your safety. It's another option to consider when your other options are limited. Byrna.com/Dana.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.
You know what nobody talks about enough when there's an unexpected pregnancy? The father. Everybody focuses on the mom. And of course, she matters, but dads are often treated like they're just spectators in one of the biggest moments of their lives. And a lot of men are scared and they're overwhelmed and they wonder whether or not they can really do this, whether or not they can actually be good fathers. And too often, nobody helps them process any of it. And that's another reason why I love Preborn. John shared his experience with Preborn, and he wrote to them and said that he first thought him, a dad, he said that it didn't even feel possible to him. But then he said they talked to Preborn and they worked with people who cared and that they received a free ultrasound, and that's when it all came together for them that they could do this. That moment matters. Preborn provides free ultrasounds and compassionate support to women, couples, and families facing unexpected pregnancies. Preborn turns fear into hope. Help another mother and father experience that same hope. Just $28 provides one ultrasound and can help save a baby's life. To donate, dial pound 250 and say the word baby. That's pound 250 baby, or visit preborn.com/Dana. This is Dana Lash. We'll be right back on WMOH 1450, The Ticket.
Hi, it's Hugh Hewitt on the next Hugh Hewitt Show. How goes the war? John Podhoretz of Commentary joins me to talk about that almost every day on Commentary. John is pulling out his hair, and he says he doesn't have enough to pull out, but it's always very interesting, and I listen to Commentary podcast every day. We will catch up on the response to the shoot-down of our Apache helicopter by Iran and what we are doing in the theater entirely. Do not miss the next Hugh Hewitt Show.
Hugh Hewitt. Join me today at 3 on WMOH 1450 The Ticket. Keep that dial to the right.
Mark your calendar for June 13th through the 21st for the Friendship Flea Market. The Friendship Flea Market is very unique with nearly 500 vendor spaces selling a wide variety of new, used, primitives, and specialty foods. Bring the whole family. Roads are blacktopped and are stroller and wheelchair accessible. Admissions free, parking $3, and camping is available. Located in Friendship, Indiana on State Road 62, just a mile east of town. Call 812-667-5645 or visit friendshipfleamarket.com.
My friend Ed Larkin, the good folks at Rose Automotive, have a big announcement to make. They are now the proud owners of Larkin Cobb Chevrolet Buick GMC in Eaton, Ohio. Larkin Cobb can handle all your Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC needs. Go see my friends at 500 East Main Street in downtown Eaton, a short drive from Dayton, Cincinnati, and Richmond, Indiana. My friends from Rose Automotive are thrilled to be serving the Eaton market and can't wait to help you into your next Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC. Larkin Cobb, drive the extra 20 to save plenty.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home, thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earn. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
1 800 878 VA. 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 1 800 878 VA.
High School Tournament Baseball. Installed by AE Door and Window.
Into the outfield for a base hit. Derek Ogden continues his hot hitting like a gazelle out there. Chandler Taylor covers a ton of ground, runs that one down. Got him looking. Caleb Treason, a complete Game 3 hitter, and the Baton Rams are heading back to Canton.
Thursday, Baton plays Padua Franciscan in the Division III state semifinals.
Swung on and missed.
Coverage begins Thursday at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket and on WMOH.com.
From the WMOH Weather Center, this afternoon will bring us partly sunny skies with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy tonight with a chance of thunderstorms late, low 73. Partly sunny on Thursday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Partly cloudy Thursday night with a chance of thunderstorms late, low 72. Sunny on Friday, still a thunderstorm or two with a high near 84. Clear Friday night with a low 61. Sunny on Saturday with a high 85.
Now, back to Dana Lash on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Subscribe to the Dana Show podcast, because who says you can't make fun of people while staying informed on your own personal time? Subscribe on YouTube, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast.
Welcome back to the program, Dana Lash with you. And make sure you go find us over at Substack. There's a lot of good pieces up there. Lorena's a really good one going through the thing with the trial with Carmelo Anthony, and she noted too, you know, the mom gets up there and makes this big thing in the, she wasn't there for sentencing, which how could you not be? But she made sure that she got there and gave an impact statement so she could make it about her and say, oh, please have mercy. And then she leaves. They let their son just say goodbye. They didn't even say goodbye. They just let him be let off. All right, Kane, I robbed you. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah, no, it was just the Harpies on the View. Sunny Hostin. We don't have time. We actually got 10 seconds before we got to go.
All right,
well,
well.
Basically, they're saying they are no longer going to be taking the high ground and no more
That does it
moral
for us
authority.
today, folks. Make sure that you find us over at Substack Chapter and Verse, Facebook, YouTube, like, and subscribe. Have a great night. We will be back with you tomorrow.
1450 The Ticket.
Don't get caught letting your furnace or air conditioner break down during temperature extremes. Your system needs to operate efficiently at all times. Butler County Mechanical Services is your dependable neighborhood heating and cooling company, offering reliable 24-hour service 7 days a week. And be sure to ask about their annual maintenance contract. That's Butler County Mechanical Services. Call them for your heating and air conditioning system tune-up or repair.
892-1444. 892-1444. Have you recently opened a brand new business and want to get the word out that you're open? Have an existing business and looking to increase profitability? Or are you looking to staff your new or existing business with employees? This is where WMOH Radio can be of help to you. Advertise your business to reach WMOH Radio's local and loyal listeners with your message that your business is open and ready to serve or looking for workers. Give us a call, 513-863-1111, and let us put the power of locally owned and operated 1450 WMOH Radio go to work for you.
This is your ticket to Miami University Sports. WMOH, Hamilton, Fairfield, Westchester, Cincinnati. 1450 The Ticket.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew at Washington. President Trump at the White House today signing a $70 billion immigration enforcement package known as the Save America Act, aimed at keeping Americans safe. Here's correspondent Laura Winters.
After months of debate and delays, President Trump signing the package which will fund ICE agents and Border Patrol through the rest of his second term in office.
For more than 100 days, congressional Democrats tried to block all funding for the Department of Homeland Security in a reprehensible attempt to throw open the borders of the United States of America.
The president says the money will give the heroes of ICE and Border Patrol the support and resources they need to defend our borders, protect our homeland, and to keep America safe. Laura Winters reporting.
Inflation is at a 3-year high, highlighting affordability challenges moving forward for many American families. Here's correspondent Bernie Bennett with a closer look at those numbers.
Rising gas prices pushed inflation to its highest level in 3 years last month, a headache for the Federal Reserve and a potential political challenge for the Trump administration as midterm elections near. The Labor Department said Wednesday that consumer prices rose 4.2% in May from a year earlier, up from 3.8% in April, and the third straight increase. On a monthly basis, prices rose 0.5% last month after big gains of 0.6% in April and 0.9% in March. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Microsoft founder Bill Gates testifying today on Capitol Hill to the House committee investigating Jeffrey Epstein.
Glad to be here voluntarily to testify to help with the committee's work. I'll start with an opening statement in the hearing room. I hope my testimony is helpful to the important work of the committee to find justice for the victims.
Gates speaking to reporters before he made his way into the hearings. The tech billionaire becomes the latest powerful figure linked to Epstein to testify before the House Oversight Committee. More at townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
1450 WMOH News. I'm Steve Vaughn. The National Weather Service says the heat index could hit the 100-degree mark today. If you plan on working outdoors, you should drink plenty of water, wear light and loose clothing, and take frequent breaks. A Hanover Township woman will be arraigned tomorrow on charges she stole over $9,000 from an elderly person. 33-year-old Kelsey Turner allegedly used the victim's ATM card without their permission 25 times between last October and November. Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones says the case makes his blood boil. A bill sponsored by Madison Township State Representative Thomas Hall is on its way to the governor's desk. House Bill 20 would protect first responders at emergency scenes by making it a crime to harass, threaten, or interfere with emergency personnel. It would also increase penalties for obstructing official business. I'm Steve Vaughn.
High School Tournament Baseball, installed by AE Door and Window.
Into the outfield for a base hit. Derek Ogden continues his hot hitting like a gazelle out there. Chandler Taylor covers a ton of ground, runs that one down. Got him looking. Caleb Treason, a complete Game 3 hitter, and the Baden Rams are heading back to Canton.
Thursday, Baden plays Padua Franciscan in the Division III state semifinals.
Swung on and missed.
Coverage begins Thursday at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket. And on WMOH.com. Looking for a friendly, fun tavern? Nick and Norm's Tavern on the west side of Hamilton has a friendly and entertaining staff, great food, and a large drink selection. At Nick and Norm's Tavern, you can play pool and darts inside, or you can sit in their outdoor area to enjoy your food and drinks. Singo and bike nights with Queen of Hearts drawing are on Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, a DJ and karaoke on Fridays, and live bands on Saturdays. Stop in to Nick and Norm's Tavern on Millville Avenue at Wasserman Road on the west side of Hamilton. Nick and Norm's Tavern, a proud supporter of local youth athletics.
In northern Kentucky, southbound 7175 left 2 lanes blocked from a crash before Burlington Pike. 10-minute delay back from Donaldson Road. In Groesbeck, another accident on Coleraine, that's at Pool Road, and slow traffic southbound 75 from the Lockland Split to Paddock Road. I'm Eddie Zellick with traffic.
Sponsored by the James Cancer Hospital.
If you just heard the words, "you have cancer," you should know this. The James at Ohio State heard them too. And with nearly 300 cancer specialists, each focused on a single type of cancer, there's no better team in the nation to create a cancer-free world.
Partly cloudy skies for tonight with an overnight low around 72. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 3 p.m. High tomorrow near 90 with a heat index as high as 100. Catch high school tournament baseball tomorrow. The state semifinals, Baden versus Padua Franciscan. It's high school game day installed by A.E. Dorn Window. Tomorrow at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket.
Reality matters more than ever. This is where common sense meets conviction. This is the Hugh Hewitt Show.
Morning glory and evening grace, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt. Thank you for watching on the Salem News Channel, listening on the Salem Radio Network, or all of our other great affiliates across the United States. At this hour, reports are that we are imminently about to attack Iran or have planes over Iran. I'll update you throughout the show. We probably won't know until tomorrow what is going on tonight in Iran. But to talk about that and everything else, I'm joined by Michael Whatley, former chairman of the Republican National Committee and the next senator from the great state of North Carolina. Chairman Whatley, good to have you back. How goes it, sir?
It goes very well. Thank you.
Let's start with your website so that people get excited about your campaign. They can know where to go. How do they find your website?
MichaelWhatley.com. Nice and simple, MichaelWhatley.com. And they can follow us on social media. We're on Instagram. We're on X. We're on Facebook. Pretty much pushing our messages out as best as we can.
Okay, let's get right to the campaign. How does it stand right now? How do you feel against former Governor Roy Cooper? I got a couple of levels of question here, but just your big overarching take on the race.
Well, I feel really good. You know, we have spent every day traveling around this state. We're working to get to all 100 counties. I've been to 97 of them so far, and we're having conversations with folks about the economy. We're talking to folks about farm issues. We're talking about folks about crime issues. You know, all of the issues that people want to talk about are what we want to hear about. We want to know what matters to them, and we want to know what solutions we're going to be putting on the table. And everywhere we go, what we hear is people want a strong economy, and we're going to fight for it. People want safe communities. That's what we're fighting for. And people support our military. 10% of the armed services, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard that we have in the United States are based here in North Carolina. So we want to make sure that they have the resources, materials that they need to protect our interests and allies around the world. And no matter what part of the state we're in, and we're going to all of it, we continue to hear people love this country, people love North Carolina, people want to do better.
So, against a former governor, you're running against someone who's been able to hand out a lot of pork over the course of however many years he was governor, who's well known, he's run statewide. Is he understood to be the liberal that he is? Because if he joins up with Chuck Schumer, he's joining up with Graham Plattner, El Sayed from Michigan, Peggy Flanagan from Minnesota. There are no reasonable Democrats left. He would be a hard left Democrat. Do people get that?
Yeah, Roy Cooper is a card-carrying member of the woke mob, and he's made it very clear over his tenure as governor that he's going to fight for criminals. He's going to fight for illegal aliens. He's going to fight for men who want to play in girls' sports and go in women's locker rooms more than he is the families and communities across North Carolina.
And is there a debate ahead? Do you get a chance to sit down with him and call him to account on this? Because the national image is, oh, he's Jimmy Carter 2.0. And I know he's not, but that's the national image.
Well, we certainly hope that we're going to have a debate. I think that that's a conversation we would welcome anywhere, anytime. But I don't necessarily know that he's going to want to have that conversation with us. Look, I think it's going to be absolutely incumbent on us as a campaign to go out there and have a conversation, because the issues that North Carolina really, truly cares about, issues like the economy, issues like community safety, issues like our national security, Roy Cooper is wrong on every single one of those issues. There's only one candidate in this race who is going to be an ally for President Trump, who's going to fight for North Carolina. Roy Cooper is going to fight for California, Illinois. He's going to fight for California and New York. He's not going to fight for the people of North Carolina. He's going to be a card-carrying member of the woke mob.
Now, Michael Whatley, sometimes a natural event occurs, as did Katrina in Louisiana, that changes the state's political makeup completely because of the incredible ineffectiveness of their Democrat governor and their Democrat mayor back when Katrina. They tried to blame George W. Bush. It wasn't his fault. People finally figured that out. And the state is now a deep red state. Is there something along that line happening in western North Carolina where Biden fumbled the ball so badly in the hurricane?
Absolutely. You think about Hurricane Helene, and you think about, the devastation that storm brought to our state. Roy Cooper was not even in North Carolina when the storm hit. He was at a climate change gala up in New York. It took him several days after the storm landed to even make an appearance up in western North Carolina. And what we saw when President Trump was sworn in January is that all of September and October, November and December was that Roy Cooper and Joe Biden were failures in terms of responding to that storm. Since President Trump got sworn in and he asked me to help, we've brought over $9 billion worth of relief to western North Carolina. Roads have been rebuilt. Bridges have been rebuilt. Wastewater systems, drinking water systems have been rebuilt. The Blue Ridge Parkway has been reopened. Chimney Rock and Lake Lure have been reopened. You know, we're not ready to hang out a mission accomplished sign yet, but it's very important to note that the state is definitely moving forward. These are resilient, strong communities, resilient, strong families. But Roy Cooper and Joe Biden were abject failures in terms of responding to that storm.
Now, going back to another thing Roy Cooper was against, as is Governor Stein, who replaced him, they didn't want school choice. The Republicans in the legislature jammed it down. Is school choice a winner for you, Michael Whatley?
It is, absolutely. You know, what every family wants is for their kids to get an education. It's part of the American dream. And we need to make sure that the families of North Carolina have the opportunity to put their kids in school. You know, I went to public schools here in North Carolina. My kids went to public schools here in North Carolina, but I support the right for every child to go forward and get the education that they need. You know, Roy Cooper, you know, he had his kids in private schools, but he doesn't want every other kid to have that opportunity. The fact that he vetoed every single opportunity scholarship conversation and bill that came to him, as did Josh Stein. Thankfully, the legislature in North Carolina has overridden that veto and will be able to move forward.
All right, I always like to talk to you about crime in Charlotte, because whenever I see Charlotte in the headlines, it's either because of the Bobcats, the Panthers, or someone's been murdered on the Charlotte transit system. Has it gotten better or worse in the last 2 years?
Well, look, I think the fact is that Roy Cooper letting over 4,000 hardened criminals out of North Carolina prisons because he didn't want them to get COVID has definitely put the state backwards when it comes to safety. Over 2,200 of those criminals have gone on to commit crimes after they were released by Roy Cooper. Hundreds of them committing assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault, sexual assaults, even rapes. You know, we've seen an analysis recently that said, in addition to DeCarlos Brown Jr., who went on to murder Irena Zarotska in cold blood on the Charlotte Light Rail car, there are 25 others who have gone on to commit murder since Roy Cooper let them out of prisons. This is completely unacceptable. We need to make sure that criminals are behind bars where they belong, that we back the blue, and we're going to fight every day. I'm going to fight every day to keep our kids and communities safe.
All right, nuts and bolts, Michael Whatley. North Carolina closes its polls pretty early. So come November, if you've won, the Republicans will have held the Senate. And we're going to know about your race before we know about any other race because you closed the earliest. So people, if you want to invest in a race that can decide the entire night, that's Michael Whatley's campaign. How much do you have to raise? How is the fundraising going?
The fundraising is going extremely well. We know we've got to raise a lot of money to be able to get our message out there. You know, we're hearing reports that there's going to be upwards of $600 million that will be spent on this race in North Carolina. We know that Chuck Schumer and the National Democrats are going to put hundreds of millions of dollars onto the ground here in North Carolina. And we're going to obviously have to go out and raise the money to be able to respond. But we're also visiting every single community. We're visiting every single town, every single county to go out there and have conversations with the voters. And, you know, I firmly believe Republicans win in North Carolina when they listen to the voters. They understand the issues the voters care about and put solutions on the table. That's what we're doing every single day.
So small donors matter to you, I assume. A $25 to $50 donation matters to you at michaelwhatley.com?
Could not agree more. You know, that really is going to be the backbone of what we're trying to accomplish with the support that we're getting. And we're happy because we've got, you know, donations that have come in from all 100 North Carolina counties. We've got donations are coming in across the country, frankly, because people understand how important this race is. You know, we've got 53 Republican senators today. We need to make sure that we're going to have a majority in the Senate coming out of this election cycle. There's only one candidate in this race who is going to be a conservative champion for North Carolina, who's going to fight for the America First agenda, who's going to fight for common sense. Roy Cooper is a card-carrying member of the woke mob, and he's going to vote with Roy he's going to vote with Chuck Schumer. He's going to vote with Bernie Sanders. He's going to vote with the woke mob every single time. That's not what North Carolina needs.
Always good to talk to you, Chairman Watley. Keep coming back. We'll keep spreading the message, and we love having you on early in the program so we can put it up there on YouTube as well. Have a great afternoon. Get to those last 3 counties. I don't know where they are. Who knows? North Carolina got 100 counties. Who knows? But thank you for joining me, Mr. Chairman. Don't go anywhere, America. Coming up, I've got Jonathan Williams, president of ALEC, and their chief economist coming up next.
Following is a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
When I was feeling the stress of too much credit card debt, I looked at 2 different options: debt settlement and debt management. They may sound the same, but guess what? They're not. Debt settlement seemed like a quick fix, but I found out it would destroy my credit, create tax headaches, and hit me with huge fees. They actually told me to stop paying my bills. No way, not me. Then I turned to a debt management plan developed by the team at Trinity. They worked with my creditors, lowered my payments, reduced my interest, saved me thousands, and paid off my debt. And Trinity is a Christian company, which is important to me.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Heather. Please forget debt settlement and remember Trinity Debt Management.
1-800-990-6976.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really helped me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-5331. 800-499-5331. 800-499-5330.
High school tournament baseball, installed by AE Door and Window.
And the Baden Rams are heading back to Canton.
Thursday, Baden plays Padua Franciscan in the Division III state semifinals. Coverage begins Thursday at 3:35 on 1450 The Ticket.
Start saving this summer at AE Door and Window. All through June, save up to 15% off Provia entry doors and sliders, as well as select Clopay garage doors. Save up to 20% off windows by Pella and Provia. Combine and save for another 5% off your total order and get up to $100 off a next generation LiftMaster opener. All with zero down, zero interest for 2 years. Learn more at aeDoorsales.com.
We sell the best and service the rest. AE.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
For tonight, partly cloudy skies with an overnight low around 72. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 3 p.m. High 90 with a heat index as high as 100. Tomorrow night, chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after midnight with a low down to 72. Friday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, high near 83. This is WMOH, 1450 The Ticket.
Southbound 7175 in northern Kentucky, it's an accident blocking the left 2 lanes before Burlington Pike with a 30-minute delay from Buttermilk Pike. Police on the scene of a crash on Pool Road at Coleraine and a vehicle fire Montana Avenue at Mustang Drive. I'm Eddie Zellick with traffic.
This is Dana Lash. Join me tomorrow at noon on WMOH 1450 The Ticket.
Do it on this Wednesday. Pleased to have Jonathan Williams. He is president, chief economist of the American Legislative Exchange Council. And Jonathan, I want to start with the job numbers because you're an economist. And the number came down 172,000 in May. I think that was higher than I expected. Was it higher than you expected?
Oh, I think it's great news, right? I mean, this is something clearly that surprised many of the prognosticators out there, those of us that follow it closely. It's a very robust number. And it's due to, several things. But, I mean, look at corporate profits right now. They're investing back in those businesses by hiring more individuals. And, I think it's some great signs. I mean, a lot of people want to take doom and gloom away from different numbers if they want